about an interesting new baseball book, A Year of Playing Catch by Ethan Bryan. A Year of Playing Catch is the story of how a lifelong fan was inspired to take a whimsical journey of discovery and the power of our national pastime to forge lasting connections. You can pick up your copy after any Ozark Mountain Ducks game or from your favorite bookseller or online. That's A Year of Playing Catch.
Check, check, check one. Check two. No, this is check one, sorry. Mic check two. Up on two. Up on two.
There it is, Skyler Henson, in the rare air, becomes the first man in the history of the Grip and Rip Baseball League to strike out 100 batters in his career. What a moment. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and there it is. Andy Galley becomes just the second man ever to strike out 100 batters in his Grip and Rip Baseball League career. A tremendous moment for Andy Galley, and he is keeping the baseball. Engler at 99, kicks and deals the 0-2, swing and a miss, he got him, and with that, Josh Engler has struck out 100 batters in his Grip and Rip Baseball League career, just the third to ever do it. Shares a hug with his friend Eric Grisham there. The century mark for Josh Engler. Rourke at 99 for the career, a 2-strike count here. The 1-2 to Brock Chaffin. Swing and a miss, and Rourke just got number 100, and he falls off the mound in doing so. He could be hurt from that, but that was the 100th strikeout in the career of Branson Showmen pitcher Cole Rourke. What did he sacrifice in order to do it?
This coffee just isn't doing it for me today.
You say that every morning.
Yeah, I just can't get my day started.
You should really try Sumit's Hot Yoga. They have early morning classes, and trust me, it wakes you up better than coffee.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Hawkins with Key Cornerstone Realty, here to help with all your real estate needs in the St. Louis area. Do you have a house you want to sell for top dollar? We can help. With over 15 years of experience, our negotiating skills and expertise can help buyers and sellers get under contract fast. Contact us at keycornerstonerealty.com or call us at 636-447-8661. And go Locos!
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sardi McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Baseball is America's pastime. And friends, now more than ever, it's important to hold on to our traditions. There's a rumbling in the Ozarks, Baseball is a tradition that softens the hard blows that life can sometimes give us. Traditions that bind us as families, that binds us as communities, but most importantly, binds us as Americans. Welcome to the Grip and Rip Baseball League.
And in season one, that talent level with those 4 teams that we initially drafted in the original 60, it supported everything that I thought that Ozark could be and what the GRBL could be.
It's that nostalgic, bring you back to the glory days feeling of being able to say, man, this is awesome. This is exactly how I remembered it.
The experience of stepping in the batter's box, looking the pitcher in the eye, and you're like, he's trying to strike you out, you're trying to get a hit. I've not found that feeling anywhere else in the world ever. It's just something that can never be matched except right there on the baseball field.
I appreciate the league because it's given me an opportunity to go out and love baseball again and just enjoy it.
You put the competitive aspect of it with the fun that the guys have in the dugout, the different ages and stuff, and you just can't miss. Like, you just cannot mess up. Like, you're gonna have a great time.
I get to be around new faces every year. I get to be around new people that love the game as much as I do. And that's really why I do it. And of course, I still get to compete against the pitcher.
Coming into Grip and Rip, it was just everything that I was really hoping for. When you first hear about it, it's like, oh, it's a men's baseball league, you know, how competitive can it really be? It's not until you step out there and try and it's already the first game of the year, you're like, oh, dang, these guys are legit.
It's a one-of-a-kind deal, so it's awesome to be part of. So just to explain kind of what all goes into the league itself, people are kind of blown away by it. So then they understand why I'm taking it seriously.
It sounds silly and everybody talks about it, but GRBL is a brotherhood. Whether it's your teammates or the other team, it doesn't matter how old you are. We're all brothers, we're all baseball players, and that's just a simple thing about it.
Yeah, it's funny, like with my 9-year-old, she's like, Dad, you're so good at baseball, like you're so good out there, and it's like, if you only knew I'm not necessarily batting that good out there, you know? So, but they're gonna remember the good things. That's the cool thing about kids.
My kids have never seen me play ball like that. You know, I talk about it a lot, but it's really hard to put into true context until you get out there and your kids see you play ball on the field.
I'm more excited for this than I think I've ever been with anything regarding baseball. People make an impact on you throughout the season.
Looking back at it, that's kind of what this league's about. Obviously to go out and compete, but have fun again and kind of have that heart of a kid.
It is a 100% true love of the game. It has zero to do with contracts or money that's being thrown around right now. It's because they want to be there to play a children's game at a high level.
Swing and a miss. He got him, and the Moon City Mavericks have done it 4-0. They defeat Nixa today. Clay Murphy punctuates it with a strikeout, and the Mavericks are going to play for the ultimate prize. The coveted Howard Bell Trophy will be in the balance.
Every single one of us, I feel like we left every game with a smile on our face, and I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of us.
We won games because we played as a team. We got behind, we came back as a team, and somebody was always getting a big hit, so it was a total team.
And we welcome you into semifinal Sunday at U.S. Baseball Park, where the dream of hoisting and ringing the coveted Howard Bell Trophy, spraying the celebratory champagne, and notching a memory that will last forever is alive for 4 clubs today. At the end of this semifinal Sunday, only 2 will remain, and only 2 will be left to compete for amateur baseball's ultimate prize on Sunday, October the 23rd. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Rantzberger. We've got a doubleheader for you today. First off, it is the #1 overall seeded Nixa Suckers taking on the number 4 seed in this 16 playoff bracket, the Branson Showmen, who survived and advanced 7-6 on a walk-off base hit by Jared Fox a week ago. Coming up later today at 3 o'clock, it's the Springfield Metropolitans. They are the number 3 seed by virtue of their 5-1 victory over their crosstown rivals, the Moon City Mavericks. They are taking on the number 2 seed, the GRBL North Division champion, Republic Locos. So first things first, Showmen and Suckers. Let's meet the starters first for Branson. They'll be the visitors on the scoreboard in their purple jerseys with white pants and black and white trim. They'll lead off with the shortstop, number 2. He is from Licking, Missouri, a rookie and a GRBL Gold Glove contender. That's Carter Rinney. Batting second, one of the hottest bats in the history, really, of the Grip and Rip Baseball League. Had a 15-game hitting streak meet its demise at the end of the regular season. He is number 10 from Nixa, Missouri, Jacob Carlson. Batting third from St. Cloud, Florida, he's the third baseman, number 17, David Edwards. Batting fourth, the first baseman from Rolla, Missouri, number 16, Toby Yorks. Batting fifth, he was the hero a week ago from Weyburn, Saskatchewan, Canada, number 14, the catcher, Jared Fox. In the sixth spot is the right fielder, number 15, Brady Dean. Batting seventh is the left fielder from Indiana originally, number 9, Jamar Averyhart. In the 8th spot is number 8, the pitcher, the Marionville Comet, one of the newest members of the Grip and Rip Baseball League Hall of Fame, Skyler Henson. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 12, Drew Acosta. So a lineup move straight out of the gate, some strategy from Branson Showman manager Cole Rourke. Teams are allowed to go with either a 9-man or a 10-man batting order. He is opting to go without an extra hitter this week. So it's a 9-man order for the Branson Showmen that is designed to get some of Branson's hottest hitters maybe, just maybe, one extra opportunity to come to bat in a big situation late in a game. Showman's starting second baseman today is Seth Burns. He is being DH'd for by Drew Acosta, and that is because the pitcher, Skyler Henson, is also one of the top hitters on this Branson Showman club. Henson for the season batting 9 for 25. That's a .360 average. So it's Rinney, Carlson, Edwards, Yorks, Fox, Dean, Averyhart, Henson, and Acosta for the Branson Showmen, with Seth Burns playing second base. Starters for the Suckers, they're the home team on the scoreboard. They are the number 1 overall seed in the playoffs, and so should they win today, they will have home field advantage for the Howard Bell Trophy Championship game next Sunday night. Leading off, it'll be the first baseman. He is from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 1, Hayden Gibson. Batting second is the center fielder. That's R.J. Neese. Batting third, the pitcher from Mount Vernon, Missouri, and in the 2021 GRBL MVP, and a contender for multiple pieces of postseason hardware here in 2022. That's Josh Engler. Batting fourth is one of the hottest bats in the Grip and Rip League all season. He is the player manager for the Suckers, number 6, the catcher, Courtney Spitz. In the fifth spot is the extra hitter. He wears number 8 from San Jose, California, Matthew DiLeonardo. In the sixth spot from Miller, Missouri, the left fielder, number 2, Scott Wilson. Batting seventh is the third baseman. He wears number 18, Dustin Bean. Batting in the eighth spot is the second baseman from Lockwood, Missouri, Eric Grisham. In the ninth spot is the right fielder. He's number 10, Chance Ferris. And batting 10th is the shortstop, number 4, from Buffalo, Missouri, Dalton Winkler. So it's Gibson, Neese, Engler, Spitz, DiLeonardo, Wilson, Bean, Grisham, Ferris, and Winkler for the Nixa Suckers. Little lineup note for them. They are without the services of their closer, reliever Ben Graham. Not with the club today. That's an excused absence from the team. I understand he would be able to come back a week from today, but Graham not dressed, not at the ballpark today for the Nixa Suckers, and we will wait and see if that's going to come into play for the Fish later on in this game, not having their everyday closer to come in and perhaps finish off a close semifinal playoff game. Branson Showmen at full strength. We expect to see probably 3, perhaps 4 pitchers today, but make no mistake, they will look for their starter, Skyler Henson, to get the 3+ designation in the Grip and Rip League. Pitchers are allowed to go a maximum of 3 innings. There's no pitch count. There is an innings limit that requires teams to change pitchers at least twice per game. And each team may designate 1 pitcher with what is called the 3+ tag, and that pitcher may go a maximum of 5 innings. Nixa Suckers, no question about it, their 5-inning man today will be Josh Engler, unless something absolutely catastrophic happens to him. So far in 2022, 34 innings pitched, 8 earned runs on 32 hits, a league high 55 strikeouts, 8 walks, 5 hit batsmen. 7 of the hits he's allowed are for extra bases, and he has a 2.12 ERA. Josh Engler, one of 3 finalists for the Grip and Rip Baseball League Pitcher of the Year award. Those 55 strikeouts put him in a class all his own. The next closest mound man is Clay Murphy from the Springfield Mets at 42. So, I mean, once again, it's Engler versus the field in terms of the Elite Promotions Strikeout King title. He is the holder of the single-season record, 69 strikeouts across 9 games, which he did in 2021. So, Engler competing with himself. But more than anything, I think he would tell you today's game is about advancing to the final. Josh Engler, his 3rd year in the league, he has never played for the Howard Bell Trophy. He has been to the semifinals twice, so he's looking to smash through a glass ceiling. And speaking of glass ceilings, that man behind the plate for the Nixa Suckers is looking to go through one in a big way today. This is Courtney Spitz's 5th season as a GRBL player-manager. He's definitely having his best year as a player. An appearance in the finals would certainly make it his best appearance as a manager. He has been to the semifinals in all 4 of his previous seasons. He has never broken through and made an appearance in a championship game. So heavy weight on the shoulders of that Nixa Suckers catcher, Courtney Spitz, looking to do something he's never done before, looking to make a little franchise history for the Nixa Suckers. Carter Rinney steps in at high noon. Josh Engler kicks and deals a fastball for a strike, and we are underway right on time. 0-1 to Carter Rinney. Fielders playing him pretty well straight away as he looks at a pitch down and out of the zone for a ball. Carter Rinney, pesky. You know, he's 3 for 24. Not exactly dazzling in terms of the hit total, but he has come on as of late, scored a very crucial tying run for the Showmen in the bottom of the 9th a week ago against the Ozark Mountain Ducks in a close play at the plate. He has reached 3 times by the walk and has been hit by a pitch. 21-year-old rookie out of Licking, Missouri. 1-2 now. 2-2, rather. Engler comes home. That misses high off the glove of Courtney Spitz to the backstop. It goes. So we are full up. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Branson leadoff man, Carter Rinney, who is trying to make Josh Engler work in the early going. And he works his way on safely for a walk. Suckers not liking that too kindly. Nevertheless, Rinney is on and aboard for Jacob Carlson, an MVP finalist. Lives in Ozark, Missouri. He's originally from Nixa. 11 for 28 on the season. That is a .393 batting average. 8 singles, a triple, a home run, an inside the park home run. 11 runs batted in, making him the league leader in that category. Has struck out 6 times and walked 4 times. There's a wild pitch that got away from the catcher, Courtney Spitz, out of the hand of Josh Engler. He bounced it, and that's going to put Carter Rinney into scoring position straight away. So Suckers had a bye week last week by virtue of winning the GRBL South Division Championship, and perhaps not having played in a couple weeks, having time to sit and think about the magnitude of this game. They are experiencing some early jitters here. 2-0 to the dangerous Jacob Carlson. Engler looks back at the runner, and now comes home with a breaking ball that jammed him. It's a line drive, and the great snag by the second baseman, Eric Grisham. Thought about 2. He will take 1 and get the out there, the line out. Full extension by Grisham, making that catch and keeping Rinney in position at second base. Well, it doesn't get too much easier through this early part of the Branson lineup. This is David Edwards, who a season ago had 13 hits. He's with the Showmen here in 2022. 9 for 24. That's a .375 average. The OBP up at .517. That's aided by the fact that he has been hit by pitches 6 times. Leads the league in getting plunked. Slider for a strike there out of the hand of Josh Engler. Edwards from St. Cloud, Florida. part of that Central Florida Disney sprawl. Finished out his college career in Virginia at James Madison University. Fastball swung on, fouled back, and Edwards is behind here, 0-2. One out. Runner on second for the Showmen is Carter Rinney. We're in the top of the first. Scoreless and just underway. This game 4 minutes old now. Engler looks back and fires a slider for a strike. David Edwards goes down. That is Josh Engler's first of the 2022 playoffs. It is his 56th of the Grip and Rip League season. So 2 outs, and it brings up Toby Yorks, the native of Rolla, Missouri. The aquarium keeper, who now resides in Springfield, is 13 for 32. So Toby hitting .406, far and away the best season he has had in his 3 years of Grip and Rip baseball. Fastball, fought it off. That is to the third baseman, Dustin Bean, up with it. Sent a sinking throw, but Hayden Gibson, the Nixa first baseman, able to scoop it and get the out. So the Showmen threaten, but come away empty-handed. 0-0. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Right after this, it is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, and it is brought to you live and free all day long, courtesy of Central Bank of the Ozarks.
When times are tough, you turn to the people you trust. For more than 100 years, Central Bank has weathered many a storm, and through it all, shown what it means to be a true community bank. Our people are working right now to keep your money moving, to keep your businesses strong, to keep our community strong. Central Bank has been named a Forbes magazine Top 100 Bank for 12 years in a row. When we say strong roots, we mean it. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
At Big Whiskies, we believe that great food and drink accompanied by the perfect toast can bring anyone together.
Boys, may the best day of your past be the worst day of your future.
Here's to the friends who know us well but manage to like us anyway.
Here's to my neighbor Janet for breaking down my bathroom door when I had too much soap on my hands to open it from the inside.
Oxable woman.
Big Whiskies, American Restaurant and Bar.
In Ozark, Missouri, just a few high clouds to speak of. Humidity right now at 58, and winds are out of the north-northwest at 7 miles per hour. That is going to be the wind speed as the day goes on. We'll look to see some gusts by about 4 o'clock, up around 11 or 12 miles per hour, but temperatures are going to reach a high today of 70. No precipitation to speak of in the forecast. It's going to be a beautiful day for baseball, maybe light jacket weather, but that is it. It's a beautiful day. That check of the weather powered by A&L Electric, longtime supporter of Grip and Rip Baseball. Whether you've got a commercial or a residential project and you need to hire an electrician, you can trust Mike Wilson and the gang at A&L Electric. So Hayden Gibson steps in against the Marionville Comet Skyler Henson, one of 3 new members of the Grip and Rip Baseball League Hall of Fame, as voted by his peers with at least 5 seasons of time in this league. 28 innings this year for Henson, 12 earned runs on 28 hits. He has struck out 26, walked 9, and hit 6 batters. So the ERA for Skyler Henson sits at 3.86. Hayden Gibson's been coming on as of late for the Suckers, kind of slumped in the early part of the season, but is doing what you call peaking at the right time. 5 for 14 is Gibson. On-base percentage is .538, so making the better of some of his opportunities. 4 walks, and he's been hit by 3 pitches. And a couple of his hits are for extras. He's got a triple and a double. 2-2 here. Bouncer, left side. Carter Rinney, the Gold Glove candidate shortstop, up with it. And you see why with gems like that for the first out. Well, that'll bring up R.J. Neese. The comeback is afoot. He last played in this league back in 2019, so a couple of years on the shelf, concentrating on some other things. Got finagled into coming on back out to play baseball here in 2022, and is having a good one for the Nixa Suckers. 8 for 19. 2 doubles, 6 singles, 4 runs batted in, and he has drawn 5 walks. Native of High Ridge, Missouri, who went to St. Mary's High School, came up as a catcher and a pitcher. Has done some catching pretty extensively in this league, however, has found a home for the Nixa Suckers as their everyday center fielder here in 2022. So really no limit to the talent and the versatility of R.J. Neese, who draws a walk there on 4 consecutive pitches from the Marionville Comet, Skyler Henson. It's going to bring up Josh Engler for the Suckers, facing his pitching counterpart here. And Engler swings a decent bat. He is 5 for 17 for the campaign. He was 12 for 33 a season ago as a member of the Republic Locos, but has put a little bit more effort into the pitching part of his game. Nevertheless, very capable two-way player, Josh Engler, the petroleum accounts manager out of Missouri Southern State. He's in the business of selling wholesale fuel. 1-0, that was inside, and that is grounded to the shortstop. They turn 1. Branson will not turn 2. Second baseman Seth Burns tried to make the turn, but credit R.J. Neese sliding into the bag at second and disrupting Burns just enough that he could not get the baseball down to first base in time to get Engler. So it is officially a 6-4 fielder's choice in the books, and Engler is on with 2 outs for Courtney Spitz. And what a season Spitz has had. 13 for 24, so that's hitting .636. Career best all around. Matter of fact, you could combine Courtney Spitz's previous 3 seasons, and even those numbers combined are not as good as what he has done here in 2022 in terms of hitting. He's got an inside the park home run, 2 triples, 2 doubles, 10 runs batted in. Just been a phenomenal year for Courtney Spitz with the bat in his hand. But he would be the first to tell you, as he looks down a 1-0 for ball 2, none of that is going to matter to him if he cannot break through this invisible barrier that has been over his head ever since he broke into this league in 2018. He wants to go to the finals for the first time in his career as he gets all of that ball screaming out into right field, and that is gone. Courtney Spitz, how's that for making a statement? How is that for smashing glass ceilings? Courtney Spitz just annihilated a baseball over the wall in right field. 2-0, Nixa Suckers. A 2-run homer. That ball was crushed. Skyler Henson left the fastball hanging, and Spitz took full advantage for the 14th hit he has earned here in 2022. Matthew DeLeonardo, speaking of hitting, he's been doing his share as Henson attacked him inside. DeLeonardo, the rookie, 12 for 21. That's hitting .636 in his own right. 10 singles for the kid from San Jose, California. Played for Gavilan College in the California Community College Athletic Association, but was mainly a pitcher. Told me he really hasn't swung a bat too much since he was in high school at Pioneer High School in San Jose. Got fooled by the slider there to fall down 1-2. But his teammate Josh Engler told me pitchers are the best athletes. That's all it is. DeLeonardo been doing it on raw athleticism. It was no match for an angry Skyler Henson there. He gave up the long ball and then came back with the strikeout. But damage certainly has occurred. The Nixa Suckers lead 2-0 on a 2-run bomb to right. Courtney Spitz, the man possessed, making a statement early in this playoff semifinal game. But it's early days yet. Remember, 9 innings in a baseball game. We play the real deal out here in the Grip and Rip League. So 2-0 Nixa Suckers out in front of the Branson Showmen, and Jared Fox picking up right where he left off a Sunday ago, sending that trickler out into center field. Every bit of an authoritative base hit there for Canada's greatest export on the first pitch he saw from Josh Engler. Well, that'll bring up Brady Dean for the Showmen, now representing a tying run. Top of the second, trailing by 2. And in terms of getting on base, Brady Dean has been a man. First of all, leads the league in walks drawn with 8 of them, hitting .320, but the on-base percentage nearly 200 points higher at .514. 8 for 25, certainly nothing to sneeze at. But you throw in those walks, you throw in a couple of hit-by pitches, and Dean, the on-base machine, making his presence known for the Branson Showmen all here. Took a big cut at that baseball. He was thinking about a tie ball game. Instead, he's going to have to regroup 1-1 here. Engler from the stretch comes home with a slider outside. 2-1. We've seen more home runs here in 2022 than we have ever seen in the Grip and Rip League. That is 5 of them in total, I do believe, and we make a big deal out of home runs just because this is a big ballpark, spacious outfield. It's 375 to the gaps, 400 feet straight away to center. The spot where Courtney Spitz hit that ball over is right at about the 350-foot mark from home plate as Brady Dean goes down on strikes. And then the wall that is guarding it all is 16 feet high, so there's really no such thing as just blooping one over the wall or, catching the jet stream on the right day. A baseball must be crushed in order to get out of here. There's a ball that ricocheted off the shin guard of Courtney Spitz back to the screen, and that's going to send Josh Wilbanks running for Jared Fox, motoring up to second base, so he's into scoring position for Jamar Averyhart. Jamar Averyhart, 7 for 23, the rookie out of Trine University in northern Indiana. He's hitting .304. 5 runs batted in, a triple and a double. He's been finding a little bit more rhythm, a little more comfort at the plate as this season has gone. 32 years old. First year. 2-0. Swung on, grounded back to the mound. Engler looks down the runner, Wilbanks, and they're going to trap Josh Wilbanks in a rundown between second and third. He's motoring back, trying, and not outrunning the third baseman, Dustin Bean. So Josh Wilbanks is out, as the Suckers infielders all had a gathering. There were 6 of them setting up that rundown between second and third. Jamar Averyhart, meanwhile, took advantage of the distraction and ran all the way to second. So that's officially going to go down as the good old 3-4-5 fielder's choice. Just like they practiced, I'm sure. So 2 outs. Skyler Henson steps in for Branson. They trail by 2 runs. And Henson having a career year, swinging the bat. Sends this one left side. Dustin Bean, the third baseman, up with it. He can pick it down there, and does, yes. Big out there for the Suckers. Stranding Avery Hart in scoring position. We will go to the bottom of the second with the score. Suckers 2, Showmen nothing. Back right after this. Rip and Rip Baseball League. One of these clubs will win today and have the right to compete for the Howard Bell Trophy and the GRBL Championship. That will be contested Sunday, October 23rd. I'm being told a tentative start time of 5:15 p.m. here at US Baseball Park. And of course, if you can't make it, you can watch it right here on YouTube. We'll bring you some pregame festivities as well. Hall of Fame induction ceremonies will be taking place prior to the game in the 4 o'clock hour, and one of the 3 men being inducted is that man on the mound right there for the Branson Showmen, Skyler Henson. He is ahead on Scott Wilson here, 0-2. Looked at a Steve Reich on the inner half. Wilson thought that might be low and in, but the man in charge says that's a strikeout. Second K of the day for the Marionville Comet, and that brings up Dustin Bean. It's Bean from Kickapoo High School in Springfield, Missouri, 33 years old. Recruited into the league by Suckers manager Courtney Spitz, who then ended up grabbing Bean in the draft. 2 hits on the season for Bean. There's a dropper in onto left, but Jamar Avery Hart showing off some range, charging in, making the catch. Made that look easy, but that was tough. That ball had some backspin on it as it was tailing down. So credit Avery Hart for staying with it and making the grab. 2 away for Eric Grisham. Eric Grisham had a good start to his rookie campaign, trying to get something going in the playoffs. Instead, an over-the-shoulder catch by Skyler Henson on the high bouncer. A spin move and a throw to Toby Yorks, and just like that, 3 up, 3 down. The Showmen make quick work of the Suckers in the second. We will head to the third with the score, Nixa 2, Branson nothing. Showmen will look to claw their way back right after this.
Team jersey, check. Face paint,
Drew Acosta comes up for the Branson Showmen. It'll be Acosta, Rinney, and Carlson here in the top of the third. David Edwards would get the opportunity should someone manage to reach. Showmen trailing 2-0. One of two GRBL semifinal games today. Drew Acosta took a daddy hack to get started against Josh Engler. He's from Scurry, Texas originally, now resides in Osage Beach, Missouri. Fooled by the change there. He's down 0-2. Acosta with 3 hits as a rookie. Slider ran in. Acosta played around a little bit throughout his college career. Played summer ball in a couple different places. Finished out his collegiate days at St. Thomas University. That's in Minnesota. Fastball goes outside for Josh Engler, and that evens the count, 2-2. Engler came back high. That is out of the mitt of Courtney Spitz. You can see a little bit of frustration in the body language for Engler. Is consistently missing high on some pitches today. Right back at it. Down in the zone he goes. That gets Acosta on strikes. So sometimes the best strategy is just to reach back and let it fly with the fastball, and that's what Engler did there. Third K of the day. 58 for the season, and back to the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot go the Showmen. Here's Carter Rinney. He drew a walk his first time up, swung, and fouled that one off sharply off the screen on the first base side. He's kind of reached out and slapped that foul. Did Rinney. Engler came back at him high and tight. That evens us up 1-1. Engler missed out. Just baseball did not exit his hand correctly. Just grip locked it, as they say. Here's the 2-1. That's a two-seam fastball for a strike. So Josh having a little trouble with the off-speed stuff today, but the heat is finding home. Another fastball. Rinney reach out and pokes one. That'll get down for a base hit into right field. And then it's kicked, allowing Rinney to motor up and slide in safely at second base. All he needed was an inch, and Carter Rinney turns a single into a double. So he is in scoring position for Jacob Carlson. Carter Rinney continuing to do his job in that leadoff position, setting the table for Jacob Carlson. Can the Showmen take advantage? Carlson represents a tying run in a 2-run ball game. Now 11 for 29 in 2022. Sits on the slider. That's sent out to right. One hop. It gets down for a hit. Showman will not elect to test the arm of the runner, or the arm of the right fielder, rather. That's Ferris. But Jacob Carlson took advantage on a throw to the cutoff man. He goes and takes second base. So we'll officially mark that as a single with advancement on the throw. He can come up and argue with me later about how he deserves the double. But nevertheless, Showman with 2 men in scoring position, 1 out. Excellent opportunity here, trailing by 2 runs. David Edwards struck out swinging first time. Swings at a fastball here. That is lifted, tailing foul. That's going to carry all the way out. That clears the clubhouse down that right field line. Well out of play. It had some loud strike distance about it. David Edwards, 1 out. Runners on second and third. The 0-1 pitch, two-seam fastball. Big block by Spitz there. And that, not sure if that caught Protector or if that just caught one of his legs in the unprotected part. Didn't look like it felt pleasant, that's for sure. But a big block with runners on and a 2-run lead under duress. Edwards swung and missed at a slider. He's going to step way out of the box. Take a walk around. Here comes the 1-2. Engler going back to the full wind. That was a slider. This is swung on, grounded to the shortstop. Winkler throws to third. Tag applied. As one run scores, and the runner is called safe. So Jacob Carlson got under the tag of the third baseman, Dustin Bean. So nobody out. Goes down as a fielder's choice officially. It is 2-1. Runners on the corners for Toby Yorks. Late swinging at that one and fouling it off. Tell you what, excellent base running from Jacob Carlson. That just might be a play that we go back and look at later and say that was a turning point in this ball game for the Branson Showmen. Yorks 13 for 33. Batting average fell below 400 with a ground out to third in the first inning. He's down 0-2 here, facing 2021 League MVP Josh Engler. The 0-2. No, high and tight to the left-handed Yorks. Actually a switch hitter is Toby, but predominantly bats left-handed in this league. Just aren't a lot of lefties to go around. Next offering swung and missed. Engler got him with the changeup. That's a big punch for the Nixa Suckers, who still lead this thing. 2-1. Still first and third, and the batter is Jared Fox. So Foxy 1 for 1 today. Down 0-1 here. Breaking ball. Nothing doing there. Runner came up and took second. That's Edwards as Spitz faked the throw. Officially goes stolen base, because why not? 1-1 to Fox. Swung on and lifted. This is into the tricky triangle out in shallow right. It's over the head of the second baseman Grisham. It gets down. A run, 2 runs come across for the Branson Showmen. They now lead 3-2. That is officially a 2 RBI shot off the bat of Jared Fox, who is red hot when it counts here in the postseason for the Branson Showmen. They're going to courtesy run for Fox, so that's Josh Wilbanks going out to run. But that is a big moment as Jared Fox, now with 10 hits in 9 games. First pitch to Brady Dean ran inside. It's 1-0. One and one now following that foul ball. Big inning for Branson now with the lead. Engler with a fastball that bounced in front of the plate. 2-1. Showman trying to extend this big inning even more. Dean looked at a strike there to make it 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Brady Dean. 5 strikeouts in the game for Josh Engler, but some significant damage done. A double by Carter Rinney, a single off the bat of Jacob Carlson. David Edwards with a fielder's choice scored 1 run, and then it was Jared Fox, a 2 RBI Texas leaguer, down into the tricky triangle in right field, brought the tying run and the go-ahead run home on some speedy running by Edwards. 3-2. Showmen have the lead. Suckers will look to answer. That is when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League Howard Bell Trophy Playoffs.
We believe reading creates bright futures.
Ozarks Literacy Council offers one-on-one tutoring and a variety of literacy programs for students of all ages.
My student is still making progress and is excited. He can now text.
Near the end of the month, he brought me his own book and read it to me all on his own. He was so proud and had such a reignited spirit for reading. I nearly cried.
My adult student just completed the entire alphabet, error-free, for the first time.
She has improved to the point of wanting extra material. It's such a great thing. She used to hate having to read, and now she wants more.
Empower yourself and your children for a better life.
Ozarks Literacy Council.
Skyler Henson pitches from the lead. 3-2. Branson jumps in front of the Nixa Suckers with a 2 RBI shot off the bat of Jared Fox. This is Chance Ferris, number 9 hitter for the Fish, standing in, looks at a ball outside to even the count, 1-1. It'll be Ferris, Winkler, and Hayden Gibson this inning for the Suckers. There's a fastball swung on, one bounce to the shortstop, Carter Rinney. Got the throw across in time. One step was all it took for the throw to beat Ferris for the first out. Dalton Winkler from Buffalo, Missouri, a rookie, steps in. Shortstop. Went to Buffalo High School where he played for the Buffalo Bison. Works as a physical therapy assistant and got that one through. Rinney dove, but came up empty-handed. And that's a nice piece from Dalton Winkler. First postseason hit of his GRBL career. And that'll bring up Hayden Gibson. He's in the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot for the Suckers. Multi-sport athlete as a younger man. Played college soccer. Originally from Branson, Missouri. Went to William Penn University. Then he played a little bit of semi-professional soccer in Germany. He was a goalkeeper. But came out, played in the GRBL. His first year was in 2020. So that was with the Nixa Suckers. Actually won the Rookie of the Year award that year. Had 11 hits. He had 9 base hits a season ago for the Branson Showmen, but now here he is, back with the Nixa Suckers for a second stint. 0 for 1 today, grounded out to short. First time up. 1-1 here. That's a fastball. He checked it. No, he did not. 1-2. Henson threw another fastball in the outer half, which Gibson hit foul. It is the thirsty third inning here in the Grip and Rip, but the young fan who just retrieved that foul ball is definitely not old enough to reap the benefits. Might get a refreshing cola out of the deal. Here's the 1-2 slider, swung on, grounded up the middle. Rinney with it, applies the tag to the lead runner, and then turns the double play. Carter Rinney continues to be absolutely stellar defensively for the Branson Showmen. Just a 6-3 double play, and that gets the Suckers out of the inning. So 3-2, that is the score. Branson Showmen out in front. They will look to pad their lead when we come back for the 4th, right after this.
Support local.
Baseball Park, and what a dandy we've got going here. 3 innings down, 6 to go. The Nixa Suckers trail the Branson Showmen 3-2. Josh Engler heads back to the hill for the Nixa Suckers, and that means he will get the 3+ designation for the Fish today. So he can throw through the end of the 5th inning. After that, Nixa relievers from here on out will be limited to no more than a 3-inning max. And what that also means is here's a diving play, Dustin Bean, and no chance. He made a spectacular grab, but just no chance. Throwing from his knees against his body to get the speedster Jamar Averyhart. Valiant effort there, to say the least, by Dustin Bean, making a great snag, but Averyhart safely motors down the line. He is on first base on the infield single. Skyler Henson steps in. He grounded out to third last time up. Check throw over against Averyhart. Engler fastball. Henson showed bunt. There's a throw down the first base line, and that gets away from Gibson. Averyhart will take second base. He is making the turn and heading right for third. No hesitation. Big slide, and he is in there safely. And now Josh Engler has gone down here. Not sure if that's out of frustration or out of injury, but the catcher and player manager for the Suckers, Courtney Spitz, is over here to talk it out. They're trying to argue about a tag, and now the umpires will have a chat. Well, Engler looks no worse for the wear, so that was probably frustration more than anything. Averyhart stays put at third. We'll officially go E2 there. So 1-0 to Skyler Henson. Breaking ball jam shot. Grounded to Bean. Oh, and then he lost it on the exchange. He was thinking about trying to get Averyhart at the plate. Instead, the Suckers will get nothing. Averyhart scores. It's 4-2. It's going to be charged as another error to Nixa, so back-to-back mistakes. And a run goes from first base all the way around home. Just goes to show what a dangerous base runner like Jamar Averyhart can do. All he needed was a split second. And that's another run on the board for Branson. Drew Acosta swings and pokes this one through. That's out into center field. Henson's going to turn at second and head for third. First and third for the Showmen as a rally in the 4th continues. So back to the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot. Go the Purple Gang. Carter Rinney. Rinney 1 for 1 with a double today. He walked back in the first. Sponsor is Rinney Pharmacy. Over in Texas County, Missouri, I do believe. 1-0, fastball, no. 2-0. Four to 2. Showmen have put up another run here in the 4th. Stretching it out to a 2-run lead. That is outside, and this is where Carter Rinney is so good. Just has a great idea of where the strike zone is and then adjusts to what the umpires are doing as a game goes. No doubt that was a ball as it ran inside. Rinney got out of the way. So that is 4 consecutive balls. Second time Rinney has walked today, and that loads them up for Jacob Carlson. So Carlson 1 for 2. He is 12 for 30 on the season. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Great slider. Backdoor slider from Josh Engler. 0-1. Same pitch, different result as baseball was late exiting the pitcher's hand. 1-1 count. Carlson watches ball 2 go past. Jacob spent a year at Independence Community College, as made famous for football on Last Chance U. Finished out at College of the Ozarks. Swung and missed at a slider there to make it 2-2. In the spring of 2019, he played professionally in the California Winter League before coming back home to Missouri. 2-2 slider swung on. This is rifled into left over the head of the left fielder Scott Wilson and off the wall. 1 run scores. Acosta comes home. It's 6-2. Showmen send another, and why not? A 3-run double by Jacob Carlson has perhaps blasted this one wide open. 7-2. Showmen in the lead. A 3 RBI double for Jacob Carlson, and that gives him, my goodness, 14 runs batted in 8 games. He has been a maniac in 2022. David Edwards checked his swing at a pitch running in. This is not like the Showmen are facing cream puffs here. Josh Engler, one of the best pitchers of all time to ever do it in this league, as David Edwards gets one through on the right side. That's going to bring run number 8 home. No problem for Carlson to go second, third, and home as he crosses the plate. That's a ribby for David Edwards on that single to right, and it is now 8-2 in favor of the Showmen. And this game started off so promisingly for the Nixa Suckers. They led 2-0 after the first on a 2-run homer by Courtney Spitz. But the Showmen have been romping ever since. 3 runs in the third, 5 runs and counting this inning, and still nobody out as it's 1-1 to Toby Yorks. Cole Rourke, the Branson skipper, told me before this game, he said, you know, what makes us really dangerous is that we haven't really played a good, complete game all season long. And, you know, he's got a point. This Branson club came into today's game 4-4 as Toby Yorks goes down on strikes for the second time today. 4 wins against 4 defeats. Mistakes had really plagued the Showmen in their 4 losses. They gave up 52 runs in 7 games through the regular season, including a 15-3 loss to the Moon City Mavericks that closed it out, but they went into the eliminators very gamely. Took a 7-6 win off the Ozark Mountain Ducks in walk-off fashion. An RBI base hit off the bat of the man with the stick right now, Jared Fox, who's ahead 2-0 in the count. Runner on first is Edwards. Fox is ahead here 3-0 as it's just unraveling in a big game for Nixa. Breaking ball high and tight. Fox ducks out of the way and takes the walk. And so this nightmarish inning continues for the Suckers. Brady Dean coming up here. First and second, 1 out. 5 runs and counting for Branson this inning. They have blasted a 3-2 lead into an 8-2 advantage. Swing and a miss there. Well, speaking of big advantages, this Kind of harkens back to the season opener for both of these clubs way back in August, as a throw from Engler goes back off of the glove of the shortstop Winkler. That will allow Edwards to go take third. Error charge to the pitcher there. So back in week 1, the Nixa Suckers had an 11-0 lead over the Showmen, who came back. They cut the advantage to a run at one time. Nixa got some insurance runs in the 9th inning of that week 1 game and ended up winning 12-10. So Branson proved in that game, though they did take the defeat, that a 10-run lead was not safe. Not in the grip and rip. So all is not lost for the Suckers here. Still a lot of baseball to play. But this, without question, has been a tremendous playoff inning for the Branson Showmen. The big one goes in their favor. Here's the 1-2 from Engler to Dean. That's a fastball, and it ricochets off the shin pad of Spitz. Edwards is going to score uncontested, and it is 9-2. Now Wilbanks thought again about going home. Now he's going to be caught in a rundown between the bases. The ball ejects from the third baseman, Dustin Bean, and so the gamble pays off for Josh Wilbanks. It is 10-2. Branson just catching every break that it possibly can. A passed ball, and then an error. It is 10-2. When it's your day, it's your day. 2-2. Dean swings and fouls this one back to stay in the hunt. Still one out. Breaking pitch inside. Dean almost wore it, but got out of the way. Making sure I have that correct. Yeah, just one out. And Brady Dean draws the walk. This will be Jamar Averyhart here. And Averyhart bats for the second time this inning. So the Showmen have batted around. Averyhart started off this inning with an infield single. It was a 3-2 ball game at that point. Now he bats with his team leading by 8 runs. And Jamar Averyhart fouled that one off. It's 0-1. Engler's next one goes outside. And without question, when a team bats around, the mound man starts to labor. Nixa already short-handed when it comes to pitching today without Ben Graham. Fastball swung on, fouled off, so I would think, should they go to a reliever, it would be, could be Matthew DeLeonardo, could be Scott Wilson, but for the moment, nobody up. Well, I'd say that DeLeonardo looks to be down in the bullpen in right field, just stretching at this point, not throwing yet. Suckers, without question, just asking their ace, Josh Engler, even though he's not having the best of things today, to just gut it out and get out of this inning. Breaking pitch to Averyhart is high. That is a walk. This is the 4th walk that Josh Engler has issued this inning. And the rain just pouring on a sunny day for the Nixa Suckers. First and second for the Showmen. Still one out. Skyler Henson stands in. Looked at a fastball for a strike. Henson 0 for 2. Grounded out to third and then grounded into an error to third. lifts this one in the air, center field, tailing down, base hit for Henson, and it just continues for the Showmen. 7 runs this inning. That was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th hit of the inning for the Purple Gang. Bases are loaded. 1 out for Drew Acosta. And Acosta 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Thought about it and thought better as ball 1 goes outside low and away. Engler worked him over the plate there. It's 1-1 off the foul ball. Engler came back with the gas, and then Spitz airmails the throw into left field. 1 run will score. That's Dean. Avery Hart comes home. That makes it 2 runs off the error. And Henson went first to third. It is now 12-2. 9 runs in the inning. No such thing as a run rule or a mercy rule here in the GRBL. Drew Acosta fought off a jam shot to second. Engler going to have to hurry. He will cover the bag in time to get the flip from Eric Grisham. So a 4-1 put out there. And back we go to the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot. Carter Rinney. 1 for 1 today, a double and a pair of walks. He has reached safely every time. So 4 for 25 is Rinney. He's also got 5 walks. Reaching in 9 of his 30 opportunities on the season. Actually 10 of them, because he's been hit by a pitch earlier in the year. So .333 on base percentage. That looks pretty good. And that was 4 straight balls. Engler's command deteriorating as this outing goes. 3rd time Rinney has walked today. Courtney Spitz, the Suckers skip, heads out to the mound, and yeah, he has seen enough. This is going to be a Henry's towing pitching change. Josh Engler, I cannot think of the last time he has been lifted early from a game here in the Grip and Rip, but today was just not his day. So off he goes. Matthew DiLeonardo comes on to throw for the Fish. We'll step aside, come back, bring you a little bit more on DiLeonardo right after this.
Now more than ever, every penny in your checking account matters. Free checking without rewards is a thing of your past. Mid-Missouri Bank wants to make sure you're getting the most from your checking account. Cashback rewards with Kasasa is your future, and Midmo Bank is the home of Kasasa in the Ozarks. Speaking of future, Midmo Bank also offers digital wallet for contactless swipes. Visit midmobank.com to make the switch today. They'll make it easy for you. Mid-Missouri Bank is building the community bank of the future in the Ozarks today. Member FDIC.
Redline Athletics is the Ozarks' #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield, just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
Matthew DiLeonardo comes on in relief for the Nixa Suckers, who trail 13-2. My apologies for missing a run there on that ground out off the bat of Drew Acosta. That brought run number 13 across for the Showmen, their 10th run this inning. So forgiveness please, but 13-2 is the score. DiLeonardo coming on as trying to stop what has been a massive bleed for the Nixa Suckers here in inning number 4 of this GRBL playoff semifinal. Matthew DiLeonardo has pitched very well as a rookie here in 2022. 5 innings, 1 earned run on 3 hits, 12 strikeouts to just 1 walk, a 1.80 ERA. He finished out his college career at Sonoma State University, that's in California, NCAA Division II level. The junior college level at Gavilan College in 2019, he pitched 37 and 2/3 innings. He made 10 starts, gave up 56 hits in that time, had a little bit of a high ERA at 9.56. But here in Grip and Rip, he's moved from California to Missouri for work. Just finished up his collegiate career this past spring, as a matter of fact, so comes in great shape, and he has been effective in relief as a rookie for the Suckers. This is popped off the bat of Jacob Carlson, tailing down the right field line and into the glove of the right fielder, Chance Ferris. And that ends what was an exceptional top of the fourth for the Branson Showmen. 10 runs go on the board, and they now lead this game 13-2. We will step aside as the Nixa Suckers try to regroup. We will bring you their at-bats in the bottom of the fourth right after this. They were knocked out in the Eliminators a season ago, so first semifinal appearance for Rourke. First chance to go to a final. R.J. Neese starts the comeback away for Nixa, perhaps, with a single out into center field that dipped down in front of Jacob Carlson. Josh Engler bats for the Fish, trailing by 11. That hit was the 9th on the season for R.J. Neese, by the way. Engler looked at a ball. He grounded into a fielder's choice to the shortstop in the first. Skyler Henson sends him a slider for a strike. One slider swung on and missed. Big cut over the top. Engler falls behind 1-2. Skyler Henson getting married next Saturday. Oh, that hit Josh Engler. That's what happens when the two-seam fastball has too much run. Caught him on the hip. And here is Courtney Spitz with runners on at first and second. He triggered the fireworks in the bottom of the first. A 2-run home run at the time made the score 2-0 for the Suckers. They have since given up 13. But Skyler Henson remembers watching that ball go over the wall. Starts Spitz off with a slider. But with an advantage to work with, I think we will see Henson knuckle down and try to compete here. Fastball Spitz checked. Yes, he did. Hands went in front of the body. It's 0-2. Courtney Spitz with 14 hits in 2022, now in 8 games. Shares a league lead, and that is a successful back pick throw. Carter Rinney got the tag applied to the hands of R.J. Nice back there at second base. So Nice is caught stealing for the first out of the 4th inning. Oh-2. Check swing that time. It's 1-2. Henson attacked to the inside on Spitz, kept the bat on his shoulder for ball 2. Spitz, a tricky situation here, but he is making Henson work. Two and two the count. Henson from the chest. Slider swung on, fouled off. And if you're Nixa trailing, noticing a little more deliberation to the pace for the Suckers batters as Spitz steps out with 2 strikes. They are trying to slow this game, creating as much opportunity as possible to claw their way back. It's 66 minutes old, this ball game. In the bottom of the 4th, after that monstrous 10-run inning for the Showmen. We are full up, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Courtney Spitz, who has walked 3 times this season and struck out 4 times. Payoff pitch misses low. So Skyler Henson showing a little bit of mortality here in the 4th. Gave up a single, then he hit Josh Engler, and then he walked Courtney Spitz. Runners on first and second, 1 out. That out came when R.J. Nice was picked off at second base. Quick word from the catcher Jared Fox to his mound man, the right-hander, Skyler Henson. Here's Matthew DiLeonardo. 0 for 1 today. 12 for 22 for the campaign. Swings and sends one. Oh, into the glove. Carter Rinney, the shortstop, an over-the-shoulder catch. A spectacular defensive day just continues for Carter Rinney. I feel like every inning he is adding to his highlight reel. So that catch puts up the second out, and the runners stay put. Scott Wilson coming up here. He went down looking in the second. Wilson originally from Neosho, Missouri, where he went to Crowder College. Second-year man, broke in with the Ozark Mountain Ducks a season ago. And he has boosted his batting numbers here in 2022. 5 for 11 now. 5 singles. He's batted in 3 runs after he hit 200 as a rookie with the OMD a season ago. So grown into a little bit of a larger role with the Nixa Suckers. He's played some center field, some left field. He's pitched. Will probably be called on to pitch a little bit later in this one. Looked at a strike there on the outside edge. It's 1 and 2. Henson trying to get out of this inning with 2 outs and 2 on. Takes a look back at the runner. Now comes set from the chest. Misses with the fastball high. Deuce is wild here. 2-2 and 2. No. Up and out of the zone. Big discipline from Scott Wilson. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Skyler Henson again checks the runner. Now comes home and he missed outside. Second walk this inning, and that loads him. Beat Dustin Bean, the third baseman. Flew out to left last time. Tailing line drive. Jamar Averyhart, that Branson left fielder, motored in and caught. Bean looks at a pitch outside. Bases juiced. The runner on third is Engler for the Suckers. He would like nothing more than to score a run here and cut into the deficit. Bean up the middle. That's going to get through. Second baseman Burns could not come up with it. Engler scores. Carlson fires home, and then Yorks cuts the throw in spectacular fashion, might I add. Freezing runners on first and second. So heads up stuff from Yorks, not letting that runner advance and take third. But nevertheless, 2 come across. It is a 2 RBI single for Dustin Bean. And so that makes it 13-4. Piece at a time for the Suckers. Grisham swung and missed at the slider. So Dustin Bean, 3 hits in his GRBL career, but 5 RBIs. He has made the most of every opportunity. Eric Grisham is 0 for 1 today. Looked at a fastball. Grisham dipped his knees. I don't think he liked the call. Nevertheless, this is baseball, not debate. 0-2. Henson, the veteran, facing the rookie Grisham. Went at him with a slider, and he punched out. Down on strikes goes Eric Grisham. Strikeout number 3 of the day for Skyler Henson. But 2 runs come across for the Nixa Suckers. It is still Branson's game. They are in command 13-4. We will play inning number 5 right after this. It is Grip and Rip Baseball. Leading 13-4, 9 hits and 5 errors by the Suckers, telling part of that story. As the Showmen put up 10 runs in the 4th inning. Suckers got a couple back in the bottom of the 4th, so the margin now at 9. David Edwards continues a nice postseason, ripping that one out into left field, and then it got away from the left fielder, Scott Wilson. So he sets up the throw to third, keeping Edwards at second base, but a base hit, and then a miscue. That has just kind of been the story for Nixa today. Showmen making plays and the Suckers making mistakes, taking a tough situation and making it tougher. Toby Yorks, really one of the few Showman batters who has not bellied up to the table and feasted yet today. He's 0 for 3, a little uncharacteristic. Toby had a tremendous regular season, but the bat has gone frustratingly cool so far in the playoffs. He had 13 hits in the regular season. That's a career high, up from his rookie tally of 9 hits in 7 games. That was with the Springfield Metropolitans. And Toby came close that year, 2020. The Mets lost in extra innings to the Ozark Mountain Ducks in the Howard Bell Trophy Championship game. Yorks kind of said to himself, hey, if this is what every year of Grip and Rip is about, that's what I want to be part of. Got signed by the Branson Showmen in 2021, and they were bounced in the Eliminators. So he has been to that ultimate showdown at the end. He's also tasted the pain of early elimination, but looking to go back and compete for his first league title is Yorks here in 2022. DeLeonardo sailed a wild pitch high that allowed David Edwards to go take second base, or to take third base rather. Bases coming fast and furious for Branson all day long. It has been a chore to keep up with. So Edwards stands on third, 2-2 to Yorks with nobody out. DeLeonardo sent a fastball just low. Suckers fans wanted the call. Didn't get it. Full house. 3-2. Payoff pitch. Yorks late getting to it, but he did reach out and touch it. Pointing to the place on the bat, matter of fact, where he fouled that off. Yorks swinging a Marucci stick. It would appear, of course, Marucci baseball bats, the official bat supplier of the Grip and Rip Baseball League. And just outside of U.S. Baseball Park here on the same grounds, Marucci Clubhouse Midwest, your place to go for all the bats you need from Marucci Victus. They've also got everything else you need to outfit a ball player, including lizard skins. Another 3-2, ran it inside, and Toby Yorks takes the walk. So he's on base for the first time today, not the way perhaps he would have liked, but reaching is reaching. And so he's on for Jared Fox. Fox, 2 for 3 today. Now batting with runners on first and third. He's got 2 RBIs in this game already. Ball got away from Spitz. Yorks will motor up and take second base, but David Edwards stays put on third. So Fox is now, by my calculation, 10 for 25 for the season. The 1-0. Up and out of the zone. DeLeonardo kicks and deals. Fox swings and fouls that off. Two and 1 to Jared Fox with nobody out, 2 men in scoring position. Showman trying to add to what is now a 9-run lead. Matthew DeLeonardo He's trying to create a little bit of distance, a little bit of separation for the Suckers. Comes back with a 3-1. Fox swings and fouls that one off. It's going to be 3-2. DeLeonardo comes set for the payoff pitch from the belt. Got him with the high cheddar. Down on strikes goes Jared Fox. A big strikeout for Matthew DeLeonardo. It's the California kid showing a little fight against the Canadian. Here's Brady Dean. 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts and a walk for Brady Dean. Looks at a two-seam fastball that caught the outer half for a strike. Oh, 1 is high. Even up 1-1. DeLeonardo went to a changeup there that came out high out of his hand and sailed high all the way home. 2-1. Came back and just blew one past Brady Dean, who could not catch up. Back even, 2-2. Some resiliency here from Matthew DeLeonardo and the Suckers. Dean reaches and slaps that one foul off the screen. It's Brady Dean from West Plains, Missouri. Teacher and baseball coach. Played at Missouri Valley College. 2-2, reaches high, sends this one in the air, right field, running in, and no, that's going to be misplayed by the right fielder for the Suckers, Ferris. One run comes across, that's Edwards. Yorks gets the hold-up sign at third. That will be scored as an error to the Suckers. It is 14-4. The Murphy's Law day just continues for this Nixa club. Looked coming into this thing just poised and ready, taking advantage of a first-round bye. Suckers perhaps looked past the Branson Showmen a little bit. But Branson, no fear against the #1 overall seed. Scoring now for 3 consecutive innings, 14-4, 1 out. First base is open for Jamar Averyhart. They pitched to him here as he got turned inside out on the fastball. 1-1. Coming up later today, 3 o'clock start time for the Republic Locos and the Springfield Metropolitans. Averyhart swung at the 1-1. It's now 1-2. DeLeonardo comes set. Misses. Outside with the fastball. Not over yet, but the Suckers are going to need to tidy up the defensive effort in a hurry as Averyhart goes down on strikes. 7 errors now, officially charged to the fish. Showmen have also logged 10 hits, so credit where credit is due there. Here's Skyler Henson, 1 for 3. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Henson watches one go high. That's going to be a passed ball. Yorks scores, and it is 15-4. DeLeonardo, kind of uncharacteristic for him to give up runs, albeit a couple of unearned here in the fifth. Margin back out to 11 runs. Henson couldn't lay off the high cheese. 1-1. DeLeonardo again attacks high. Henson again took a bit of a short-armed hack at it, and he is behind 1-2. Matthew DeLeonardo, he has certainly been a bright spot for the Nixa Suckers all season long, trying to put some fuel in their tank, some air in their sails here in what has been just a very, very anticlimactic start to this playoff semifinal game. 2-2-2 to Skyler Henson. Fastball missed high. Henson did not go chasing that time, and we're full up. It's 3-2, just a short lead for the runner Brady Dean over there off of third. And Henson draws the walk, so the high fastball worked early in the plate appearance, but it did not pay dividends at the end. Drew Acosta bats here, first and third. Had an RBI last inning on a ground out. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a strikeout. So 4 for 19 on the season is Acosta out of St. Thomas University. Looked at ball one. DeLeonardo continuing to miss up and out above the lettering on the Showmen jerseys. Same result. 2-0. Like a broken bat there. Acosta just splintered one as DeLeonardo attacked the inner half of the plate. So Drew Acosta, now he's getting a donor bat, and if you're Carter Rinney, you don't feel good about lending a buddy your stick. And now Acosta not liking that, so now yet another piece of lumber coming out of the Branson dugout. And he rejects that one as well. Come on, guys. I got some baseball to play. It'll be 2-1 if and when the Showmen can find a baseball bat to the liking of their designated hitter, Drew Acosta. Now he takes another look back. This is baseball bat number 4. Yes, here we go. Matthew DeLeonardo, who just splintered the bat. Behind here, 2-1. Kicks and delivers. Fastball high. So consistent with the misses is DeLeonardo. 3-1. Oof. That ran in and that hit, and they're going to say hit on the arm, not on the baseball bat. So that loads him up. Bases are loaded. Carter Rinney on an inning where once again the Showmen threatening perhaps to bat around. There's a fastball into the zone. DeLeonardo perhaps adjusting his mechanics, his feel for the mound a little bit. Ooh, That was running in dangerously. Carter Rinney protected on the inner half. Ball just touched the bat and went foul sharply. So Rinney now down 0-2. Fastball. Struck him out looking. So Matthew DiLeonardo had a rough go in relief there in the fifth. He gives up 2 runs, both of them unearned. Miscues continuing to plague the Suckers as they make 2 errors in the inning, and the score is Branson Showmen 15, Nixa Suckers 4. Back with more right after this. US Baseball Park, 15-4 is the advantage for the Branson Showmen. They score 10 runs in the 4th inning and then tack on a couple more in the 5th. And that is a big reason why they're ahead in this game. That and 7 errors by the Nixa Suckers. Joined by Moon City Mavericks manager Daniel England here in the press box live. And Dano, you know, Mr. 5-time as we like to call you. You certainly know how difficult it is to win, and sometimes you know how easy it can be to fall behind in a grip and rip baseball league game. That's exactly what has happened to the Suckers here.
Yeah, it's definitely looks like bad timing to have a bad outing.
Chandler Maples is pinch hitting here in the bottom of the 5th. He's hitting in the 9 spot for Chance Ferris. 1-1 here. Looked at a slider outside. Well, as Maples, usually he's a first pitch hitter, but that was pitch number 3 of the appearance. Just settled in and drove one. Nice little bit of hitting there for the young veteran Chandler Maples.
Yeah, that's big. Come in, pinch hit, get a nice little single.
I know you and the Mavericks faced both of these clubs during the regular season. They're not in the same division, of course, but I mean, you know, did you have 15-4 circled on the bingo card as perhaps a possible score through 5 innings in this game?
Not even close. Not even close. I just can't believe that a 10-run 4th. Holy cow! 7 errors.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's not the way Courtney Spitz and the Nixa Suckers would have drawn that up at all. Ugh. And Dalton Winkler just got hit.
Don't let him back in the game.
I was going to say, it's not like this has been an entirely beautiful outing for Skyler Henson and the Branson Showmen either. It's just, you know, when you've got run support, mistakes like that can go a little bit unpunished sometimes. So first and second here for Hayden Gibson. Stands in the left-handed batter's box. Nobody out. Henson missed outside, and it looks like as the outing is going, Skyler Henson's command is starting to go a little bit. Little activity in the pen for the Showman. That looks like the lefty Devin Braswell getting loose.
Yeah, sure does.
You're familiar with DJ Braswell. He gave you some of his best stuff a season ago.
He did. He had a wonderful year last year, so he pitched pretty well last week too, I thought. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, Braswell threw 1 inning. It was a big inning. He ended up being the winning pitcher in that 7-6 win for the Showmen over the Mountain Ducks. 2-1 here. Henson facing Gibson. I thought maybe, just maybe, you know, with that walk-off win, I thought, okay, the Showmen just used up whatever luck they had left in the well, but Lady Luck has certainly been smiling down on the Purple People Eaters today.
Yeah, they had a lot of help with 7 errors on the
catching a lot of
Suckers.
breaks. Yeah. 3-1 to Gibson, swung and missed. And as a pitcher, you got to like it when hitters can't lay off the high fastball. Three-two payoff. Well, Henson tried low, did not get it. I understand, Dan, our plate umpire, Doug Thrasher, longtime friend of yours, is that right?
Oh, definitely. He was my catcher in high school at Parkview. We had many good seasons together as Parkview Vikings.
I'm sure you probably bruised his hand a few times, as heavy as you like to throw it.
Yeah, we had some good times.
Big opportunity for the Suckers here. Again, they're trailing by 11, but this is bases loaded, nobody out. R.J. Neese sends one up the middle, right to Skyler Henson. They get the first out, and then the ball goes into the outfield. Jared Fox missed the glove of Toby Yorks, so 1 run does score for the Suckers. That's Winkler coming home. Showman got the lead runner, and then tried for the double play that was not there. It's E2.
He's trying to guide that into Toby.
Sometimes, right, you can guide it a little too much when you just need to throw it.
Yeah, so let it go.
So here's Josh Engler, 0 for 1 today. Got hit by a pitch last time. 2-seam fastball swung on, fouled off.
This was the matchup where didn't Branson come back big?
Yes,
beat the Suckers
they did not beat them. They scared them really bad.
Okay. All right.
That was week 1. It was 11-0 at one point. Branson came back and cut it to 11-10, and then Nixa tacked on one insurance run at the end to win 12-10.
Maybe payback time then.
A little bit, I think. There's an 0-2. So yeah, that was the game that I think put a lot of rookies on notice that there's really no such thing as a lead that is safe here in the Grip and Rip. And then, of course, September 25th, when these teams met again, that was another high scorer, but Branson won that one 11-9.
Yeah.
2-2 to Engler with runners on the corners. Swing and a pop. That's going to stay on the playing surface. Jared Fox had to watch it tail there at the end, but he's able to hang on and get the out.
Yeah, it's a big out with Courtney coming up to the plate.
Well, Courtney Spitz, 1 for 1, had a 2-run homer in the first. Went over the wall right around the 350 mark there in right field and carried all 16 feet of the wall.
Wow.
But drew a walk last time. Yeah, it was absolutely annihilated. There was no question about it. Third time he's seen Skyler Henson today. So with 14 hits, Courtney Spitz, and he was thinking about trying to tie the game in one swing there. Math does not check out, of course, but he wanted it. Sometimes that can happen, you know, you get a hold of one and you think, oh, everything's for power now. 15-5 is the score. 2 outs. And Spitz, along with Trent Simpson, lead the league in hits, 14 of them in 8 games. Pops this one, that's going to tail foul.
No, it's going to be
Edwards
close.
is thinking about it. No, needed about 2 more steps for the over-the-shoulder catch. Rinney and Avery Hart were both running over there, but it was realistically Edwards or no one. So Showman will reset the defense. And Trent Simpson and the Locos in action later today at 3. They'll take on the Springfield Metropolitans. And watching this, Metropolitans at the 3 seed have got to be just a little more upset-minded, perhaps, than they already were. 1-2. Swing and a miss. That will end Skyler Henson's outing. He will hand off. Looks like Devin Braswell will pitch for the Showmen in the 6th. But first, Branson will try to pad their lead. They're up by 10. Back with more right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League Howard Bell Trophy Playoff Semifinals.
See Plaza Tire Service.
Yeah, I'm not sure that bye week did Courtney and the Suckers any favors.
I don't think, that was funnily enough. I asked him about that in his post-game interview after they won in week 7, and I said, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to get the guys together? What's the plan? And he said, I don't know. I've never had the bye week. Didn't know what to do with it. In the past, since we've gone to this format in 2020, number 1 seeds have won in both years. It was the Mountain Ducks did it in 2020. You and the Mavericks did it a year ago. So, you and Austin Kendrick at least figured out a little bit about how to handle that bye week. But it can be tough. You're used to playing once a week on Sunday, then all of a sudden you've got this 2-week layover.
Definitely, and it's such a short season. Holy.
Carlson got a hold of that. That's into center field, over Nisa's head, and off the wall. Jacob Carlson, full send there.
What's he done today?
Jacob Carlson on the day. I gotta find it. That's his 3rd hit. I'll tell you that. He's now 3 for 5. 2nd double.
Man.
So the old slugging percentage. Pretty good for Jacob today.
He can just hit.
Well, had a 15-game hitting streak that dated back to the start of 2021. It came to an end at the end of the regular season, and he has since started a new one. So he has now got 14 hits. That puts him to that top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I think it was us that put it into his hitting streak.
Yeah, there was never a game where he didn't hit for you guys in 2021 with the Mavericks. Speaking of hitting, David Edwards turning it on at the right time. That's his 2nd hit of the day, a single into center. And he is on for Yorks.
How many innings did Engler throw? Did he just go 3?
He ended up going 4 and 2/3. Sorry.
Okay.
Or check that, 3 and 2/3. They brought in DeLeonardo.
So.
Well, no, wait. I'm looking at the wrong part of the card.
Holy smokes! Toby just lined one to the first baseman. They doubled off Edwards. Very unfortunate for Branson there, but man, he just smoked that ball.
Unassisted double play for the first baseman. That's Josh Wentler. So here's Jared Fox with 2 outs. And now a runner at 3rd only. That's Carlson. Fox with a couple hits today. Swung at the high fastball there. 0-1 again. That looked like the same pitch.
Yeah, those two good pitches.
T. Leonardo. Again, not a great day for the Suckers, but he is staying fearless against Jared Fox. Tried the off speed there. He does not throw that into the zone too much. You know, as much as he's gone to that changeup, it typically goes high, and then he'll come back with the gas. Well, that's what that was. He just ran a two-seamer in.
He's staying inside on him.
Two-two.
Yep.
That was up. Fox, fast hands, swung on and fouled that off.
Little slider away would probably get him right here.
See what Spitz puts down for D. Leonardo.
Right down the middle. Holy cow.
Too high for the liking of the man in charge. So we are full up. Full count, 2 outs. Swing and another foul ball. That was a rope. Almost took out the shins of Branson manager Cole Rourke down there in that third base coach's box.
He's staying inside too.
For whatever reason, they do not want to give Fox anything on the outer half. You know, he had 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats. He has since walked and then grounded into a couple of errors. Oof. High tight. That's been another ongoing story for Matthew D. Leonardo. He's just, when he's missing high. Missing consistently, but missing high. Josh Wilbanks is going to run for the catcher Fox, so that creates first and third for Brady Dean. Brady Dean looked at one across the letters for strike 1. Again, 15-5 is the score. Showmen all over the Suckers. 12 hits and 7 miscues in their favor. Suckers with 5 runs on 5 hits.
Wow. Little breaking ball. Fooled everybody.
1-2 now to Dean. See Leonardo trying to get out of this. Came home with the 2-seam. Nothing doing on Dean. League leader in walks, by the way. Now has 9 through 8 games. That's up and out, up at eye level for Brady Dean. So we're full up once again. Payoff pitch. Dean thought about it and left it. Man. Oh my goodness.
That is a tight strike zone right there.
Back-to-back walks officially. And here's Jamar Averyhart. Jamar, speaking of walks, has taken 2 of them today. Here he is with the bases loaded. His team leading by 10.
There it is.
And a strike thrown. Yes. Doug Thrasher apparently likes stuff down in the zone. Swing and a miss there. The 0-2 to Averyhart. That's high. Yeah, when it's level with the bill on the batting helmet, you're probably not going to get that one. 1-2. Back he goes to the change. Avery Hart not fooled.
No place to put him. He needs to challenge him.
2-2. DeLeonardo has what he wants from Spitz. Comes home. Challenged him high, and Avery Hart couldn't say no. Down on strikes he goes. And that is a goose egg inning. Ultimately, for the Showmen, they strand 3, but the lead still very much theirs. 15-5 is the score in this playoff semifinal. Back with more right after this.
He's trying to... Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
He's had an up and down 2022, but he could certainly put things on the up and up here. 12 2/3 across the season, 12 earned runs on 18 hits for DJ Braswell as he serves up a foul ball to Matthew DeLeonardo. 15 strikeouts to 7 walks, so about a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, and an 8.53 ERA. Has been touched for 6 extra base hits. He was the winning pitcher a week ago against the Mountain Ducks. 1 inning, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, and a wild pitch. It wasn't pretty, but it got it done. DeLeonardo gets it done as his hitting streak continues. Speaking of streaks, he has now reached safely by way of the base hit in every game of his GRBL career. He's a rookie, and he's hit every time now with a single out into center field.
Yeah, DJ hung a changeup right there. Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to have DeLeonardo go back there and pitch the next inning.
Well, he's out of eligibility. He came on into the 4th, threw 1 pitch to get 1 out, but that doesn't matter. That counts as an inning of use, and then he threw the 5th and the 6th. I guess technically you can courtesy run for him because he's a pitcher, but I don't think Courtney Spitz knows that DeLeonardo is up against it.
Oh, I bet Courtney Spitz knows.
Ah, he's saying he's just trying not to throw any more gasoline on the fire by bringing on another reliever as Scott Wilson looks at a strike.
Yeah, and I would assume the guy at the plate would probably be the next guy to pitch.
Yeah, that would be the last arm left. You know, Suckers are without Ben Graham today, so
yeah, I heard that.
Scott Wilson, I mean, if I were managing the Suckers, that's what I'd do, certainly. Ask him to get out there and go. Your other option would be either Dalton Winkler or Josh Wentler, who have combined to throw an inning and a third all season long. It's either going to be that or Courtney Spitz could call his own number, I suppose.
Yeah, very true.
After that, you're probably looking at asking a position player to come on and throw.
Yeah, I didn't see him getting anybody warming up in the bullpen, so we'll see what happens.
Well, Scott Wilson has gotten ready on short notice before as he trickles one right side out into right field. Not a bad piece of hitting there from Scott Wilson. Back-to-back hits for the Suckers. Long way to go, down 15-5, but chopping away. Dustin Bean had a 2 RBI single last time up in the 4th. 1 for 2 today. Devin Braswell takes a deep breath. Nobody out.
He needs a ground ball right here. Ground ball to someone.
Kicks and deals instead. This is going to be a flare into shallow center. Carter Rinney on the run. Continuing to have himself a stellar day, the Branson shortstop. And yes, threat neutralized there.
Carter's had a great year defensively. He can really glove it. I've seen him make some really nice plays.
Was a finalist for the Infield Gold Glove Award that ultimately went to Springfield Metropolitans catcher Steve Aldridge. But I think Carter Rinney, with every catch he makes to that effect, is bumping up his draft stock for next season, little by little. Cole Rourke is not going to be able to steal the unknown kid out of Licking, Missouri in 2023. He's definitely not an unknown kid anymore. 1-0. Braswell serves one up to Matt Graves. That is chopped to Rinney. They get the first out. Henson flips the hips and fires to Yorks in time for the 6-4-3 double play. That gets Matt Graves, and that gets Branson out of the inning. They lead 15-5. Back with more right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League Howard Bell Trophy Playoff Semifinals.
When Gary and Sam
happy and sad all at the same time because I was ready to come back the next Sunday. So
such a weird feeling, right? You in that case, I mean, you're up so high. It's literally the pinnacle of the league, and then all you can think about is how I'm not going to feel this good for a while.
Yeah, even after losing last week, Thursday comes around, and I'm usually sending out the lineup, and I didn't do that this week, and it was like, oh man, this stinks. Is it August of 2023 yet?
Let's go. 1-1 here. Skyler Henson against Scott Wilson as the Suckers made a Henry's Towing pitching change. Let Henry do it and lethenrydoit.com. I had to let Henry do it a few weeks back. Had a dead battery. I just got a little jump start service.
Yeah, single up the middle.
It's pretty clutch. That was pretty clutch from Skyler Henson. Continues to swing the best bat he has swung in his GRBL career. That is, believe it or not, Just his second hit of this game.
Yeah, assuming the Showmen going to win this game, they're not going to have Henson next week, I do not believe.
Allegedly. Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, I think he's getting married.
He's getting married on Saturday. However, you know, his fiance, I think she knew what she was signing up for. She knew she was marrying a ball player.
Oh man, that's a tall order.
That's tall indeed. But anything's possible in baseball. Yeah, you know, I think Cole Rourke has made the plan not to have Skyler Henson in the event that Branson goes on to win this game and advances to the title tilt. Drew Acosta looked at a strike there. But hey, never say never. The old Marionville Comet just might show up. 2-1. Swung on. I don't think that hit bad. I think that just hit shin guard.
Yep. Yeah, that definitely hit Courtney. He's feeling it. He's a little slow here.
Might not have hit shin guard. That might have just hit human flesh.
Yeah, some of that unprotected area.
2-2.
Good pitch.
Yes, indeed. Scott Wilson, the lefty, ran it in toward the hands of Drew Acosta. Getting the strikeout there. So back to the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot. Go the Showmen. This is Carter Rinney.
Boy's got a left-handed pitcher, and the third baseman is 5 miles back. He should just drop one right down the third base line.
Rinney's got the wheels for it.
Oh, he does. He is fast.
I don't know, up 15-5. Still okay to bunt. As long as you're bunting for a hit, right?
It's the GRBL.
Hey,
Definitely.
Runner goes. That's Henson. Rinney swung through. Skyler Henson's going to get himself a stolen base.
That's a good throw by Spitz from his knees.
Yeah, that is true. Hey, it is the playoff semifinals.
Yeah.
Unwritten rules of baseball kind of go out the window when you're playing for that bell. 0-2 with one out and a man in scoring position. Wilson's pitch to Rinney. Swung on. He goes oppo out into right field. Henson thought about it. Oh, that hesitation might kill, might not. Suckers cannot complete the relay. 16-5. Yeah, Skyler Henson hesitated rounding third, and then they sent him anyway. And yeah, he and Cole Rourke had a little conversation about that. No harm done. It's an RBI base hit for Carter Rinney.
I think it's what we were just talking about. I'm sure Cole didn't want to send him with the 10-run lead.
Well, Henson was thinking aggressively. So Jacob Carlson swings and grounds this one to the shortstop. Winkler, no, that's Engler up with it. Makes the throw for the first out. Then they send one to third, and they got him. DeLeonardo with the sweeping tag on a great throw from Josh Wentler. That's the old 6-3-5 double play, just like you practice, right?
Well.
So Scott Wilson gives up one earned in the inning. And we have reached the stretch. And here in the Grip and Rib Baseball League, the 7th inning stretch brought to you by Sumit's Hot Yoga. Because at Sumit's Hot Yoga, you are going to feel awesome.
I need to change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Devin Braswell back to the hill. For the Branson Showmen, they lead 16-5. This was not at all what we expected. I definitely did not expect the Branson Showmen to fall away quietly, but just as as up and down as their season had been, I thought so hard it would just be difficult for Branson to beat Nixa. It's the third meeting between these two teams this season. Nixa came in, you know, maybe not off to the red-hot start they had to get going here in 2022, but Suckers felt confident, felt good going into this game, and Branson jumped all over them. 16-5, we're in the bottom of the 7th.
Put aside the 7 errors, the Showmen have 14 hits, so they've hit the ball well today.
0-1, Chandler bats, rips one, and that's going to tail down right into the glove of Carter Rinney. I was just about to say Maples is 2 for 2 until he's not. The spectacular, rangy Carter Rinney is continuing to feast on anything in the air.
Very Caleb Colish, ranging out to shallow center to make the play.
So here's Josh Wentler, who made a pretty nice defensive play of his own at the top of the 7th. He's a police canine handler. He's actually on the Cox Health Police Department in Springfield. Swings and lifts this one in the air, right field. Charging in for it is Dean. Pulled the old can of corn off the top shelf at the grocery store there. That was not an easy play for Brady Dean.
I don't know if
I think he misjudged how much air was under that ball.
Yeah, I don't know if he didn't see it that well, or.
Well, we've talked about this, a little bit off and on in passing. I think it always sounds like an excuse whenever a fielder says it to me, but guys bring up on an overcast day. At this point in the game, most of the baseballs have gone from white to gray, and then a lot of the backdrop here at US Baseball Park, that top deck of seats, is all gray. So what the outfielders always allege to me is that the gray baseball hides against the gray backdrop, and it's tough to find.
Yeah, I think that's a true statement. I know Jacob lost one or two a couple weeks ago, and he said the same thing. So I know the roof of these buildings is kind of a faded gray, and the baseballs are definitely dirty. So
yeah, they start the game white, and they just don't last that long after they've tasted the rubber pellets a few times. So Hayden Gibson has worked his way into a 3-1 count against the lefty Braswell. Lefty on lefty here.
Yeah, it's a good pitch.
Looked at a strike. Gibson tried to sell it. But the man in charge not buying. 3-2. Braswell missed low and outside. Second time for Gibson to reach with a walk today.
Almost the same pitch, but I talked to Cole Rourke about this a couple of games ago, but I've noticed DJ's not using his changeup as much as he did last year.
No.
I don't know if that's because his shoulder's still a little tender, but he seems to be trying to go with his fastball a little more.
Kudo, I don't know if that's just if that's going by feel, if that's not trusting your stuff, if that's, he's working with a different battery mate with Jared Fox, so, does Jared Fox know when to call for the change? A lot of variables there.
Well, last year the changeup was definitely
it was lethal. I mean,
it was his best pitch.
Braswell had a 0 second half for you in the Moon City Mavericks. Closed out the year 12 consecutive shutout innings across 4 appearances.
Yeah,
it was pretty automatic. He was going out there pitching 3, shutting them out, and then giving way to Jacob Smith. Here's a pop-up.
Skyler's got it.
Yeah, Henson calls off Yorks and makes the catch. And that is out number 3 in the 7th inning. So we will go to the 8th with the score 16-5. The number 4 seeded Branson Showmen are in danger of knocking off the 1 seeded Nixa Suckers. But we're not done yet. Back with more right after this.
I need to change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Scott Wilson, the Neosho, Missouri native who now lives in Miller, Missouri and runs a farm, pretty extensive cattle operation as a matter of fact, back on the hill for the Nixa Suckers in what has been a day that many a fish fan will like to forget, lest they are able to pull off some very late stage heroics here. 16-5 is the score. The Branson Showmen in the catbird seat in this semifinal. Here's David Edwards digging in. Looked at a pitch on the outer half. So it'll be Edwards, Yorks, and Fox for the Showmen, this top of the 8th, with an 11-run advantage. Edwards looked at a strike, steps out. Wilson never left the rubber as Edwards takes the long 2-strike stroll. He's back in. Breaking pitch, swung on and chopped. That's going to trickle foul third base side where DeLeonardo is there to touch it up.
Scott Wilson's pretty much no nonsense on the mound. He catches it and he's ready to go.
Yep. He's got a high ERA coming into this thing. He's gotten roughed up in his last couple of outings. He was very good earlier in the season, had back-to-back shutout appearances August 28th against Ozark, and then, not to pick a scab there, Dano, but 3 shutout innings against you and the Mavericks. He was very effective on September 11th. Has since gone to give up 11 earned runs and 2 more appearances, including 5 to the Branson Showmen on September 25th. So, high ERA for Scott Wilson. It's been kind of feast or famine for him this year as Edwards pops this one into center. R.J. Neese tracking it. Whoa! That one caught a little gust there at the end, and R.J. made that a little more spectacular, perhaps, than he wanted to.
Yeah, it looks like that wind's kind of gusting to the right center there.
Yeah, northwest, and the wind has picked up just a little bit as this one's gone on. You know, certainly for October, nothing to complain about here in this part of Missouri. So here's Yorks, uncharacteristically wearing the collar today in what has otherwise been a big day for Branson, and that is to the shortstop. It's knocked down. Engler then recovered and got the throw across to Josh Wentler in time for the second out.
So Toby's over today?
He is.
Well, he hit the ball hard last time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had a similar occurrence last week in the playoffs. Just a lot of well-hit balls that went to fielders. So, he's going to be happy with the win, of course, and the opportunity that is likely to present the Showman, but he'll be frustrated with himself in what has been a career year for Toby. This is 3rd in the GRBL. Jared Fox looked at a strike.
So those off-season workouts.
Yeah, it definitely paid off for him in the regular season. He would just like to get himself a playoff hit before it's all over. Here's a pop into center field again. R.J. Neese tracking it, and that much more routine looking. 3 up and 3 down there for Scott Wilson and the Nixa Suckers. We head to the middle of the 8th, or it'll be the bottom of the 8th when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League playoff semifinals. Back with more right after this.
Do you want to do more? Are you feeling called to help? Some will just hang on. Others will raise their hand to truly help.
Burns is probably going to be the ace next week for the Showmen.
I would think so.
If they don't have Henson, you'd think about, it's going to be a question of what order do they want to put the pieces together, but I would figure you're going to see a lot of Braswell, a lot of Burns. Ideally, those two would eat up 6, 7, or 8 innings, and then you've got Cole Rourke. After that, you might think about, it might get a little bit moppy. You got Toby Yorks, you got Jacob Carlson, you've got David Edwards, all of whom have pitched innings in this league.
Yeah, and maybe this is getting DJ warmed up to throw 3 next week, and coming off a sore shoulder in the off season, he didn't throw a lot. So I'm sure he and Cole talked, and I'm sure if he feels good and Cole's confident, then just let him go. And
well, and as as up and down as this year has been for the Showmen, they're 4-4. This could just be Cole Rourke wanting to stick with a pitcher, not a position man, as Braswell got Josh Engler to take a hack at a breaking pitch there to make it 0-1.
That's that good changeup he's got. That was a good pitch.
Again with the change. That got away from Fox.
Really called strike.
And advantage Braswell.
I think he said Engler wasn't able to check his swing.
Getting 16-5. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Showman just trying to nurse this thing along.
Good pitch.
Down on strikes. Braswell gets the best of Josh Engler. Well, if you're going to go out there and pitch, you might as well make pitches. That's what Devin Braswell just did. In the style of a Domino's delivery of the game. Domino's Pizza, official pizza of the Grip and Rip Baseball League. Get the door, it's Domino's, and you can always watch your pizza getting constructed and delivered on that Domino's Pizza Tracker. It's more reliable than our digital scoreboard here in the GRBL sometimes. It's that fast. Just kidding, Derek. Courtney Spitz rips one up the line. Spitz today 1 for 2. A home run, a walk, a strikeout. 14 hits for Courtney, and if this is how it ends, might as well try to get your money's worth at the plate. 1-1 against Braswell. Looked at a breaker outside.
That's a good pitch.
Yeah, tailing away from a left-hander who's in an aggressive situation.
Change up right there.
That was the same thing, just with better location. 2-2. Braswell getting a little sharper as this goes. Oof, just as I brag on him, he runs one inside.
As a purpose pitch. Keep Courtney from leaning out over. Yeah, Devins look really good.
Well, it's what I believe is called peaking at the right time.
Definitely.
3-2, payoff pitch. High kick and a delivery. He walked him. Just low and out of the zone. So Spitz is on for the 3rd time today. Here's DeLeonardo, who has been a singles producing machine throughout a fine rookie campaign. 13 hits now on the season for DeLeonardo.
Spitz and DJ are having some words. I don't know if it's in good fun or otherwise.
Might be a little friendly, a little not so friendly.
Yeah.
Just kind of given the situation. The 1-0. That's up and out. 1 out and a runner on. Suckers starting to run low on chances as Seth Burns continues to warm in that left field bullpen. Braswell came back over the plate. DeLeonardo swung out of his cleats at strike 1. DeLeonardo struck out just 1 time throughout the regular season. Skyler Henson struck him out in the first inning of this game.
Oh, that was a good pitch.
Whew. Big whiff at strike 2. So into protect mode goes DeLeonardo. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See the Locos filing in.
Yep, Locos, Mets coming up later. I think the Mets are all out in the Marucci clubhouse.
Yep.
As DeLeonardo fought off a jammer that is way high
Wilbanks.
out into left. And yeah, Josh Wilbanks on in relief of Jamar Averyhart. Camps out and makes the catch.
Yeah.
Nice play for Josh there.
Yeah. I don't think he's seen a lot of action out there, and that was a tough ball.
Well, he played the jet stream pretty well there. So 2 outs. Here is Scott Wilson. 1 for 2 himself today. Looked good from here, but we have kind of a weird vantage point. Offset and to the right.
That's kind of where the umpire's set up.
Easy, easy there, Dan.
He's on the...
There's the 1-0. Ooh. Braswell attacking. Making the most of this. And yeah, I have to think it's going to be Seth Burns in the 9th for the Showmen. Well, yeah, it has to be, because Braswell will have hit the max. Two and 1. DJ, 35 years old. Doesn't look it. Doesn't play like it either. Ooh, took something off there. Wilson kind of reached out and got under it. So that evens us up 2 and 2. Devin Braswell played at University of the Ozarks down in Arkansas.
I think he played all 4 years there, didn't he?
He did. 2 and 2. Ooh. Make that 3 and 2. It's kind of neat. He's from Hollister, Missouri originally, but he and his family now live in Ozark. And he told me, you know, now I'm in a different stage of life. My kids had really never seen me play baseball or do anything athletic, so it's neat to get out on the field and show the kids what Dad can do a little bit. 3-2. Wilson touches that one foul.
Yeah, I think his children have made a small fortune running down
yeah,
foul balls.
They're making a little bit of money. And if you ask one of DJ's kids who their favorite player is, you know, you expect them to, of course, say Devin Braswell. They'll actually tell you it's Tyler Jones, who was his teammate a season ago. Yep. DJ now
Good
with the
pitch.
Locos, and Braswell punches out with a changeup. That is a big out for Braswell, completing an outing in which he gave the Branson Showmen 3 shutout innings. So
no hits either, I don't think.
He did give up 2 hits, actually,
did he? Okay.
in the 6th. It was back-to-back singles that started things off, and you thought, okay, here we go. And then, you know, Carter Rinney helped him out a few times, but a couple strikeouts there for DJ in the 8th, and he gets through unscathed. So 16-5 remains the score. Back with a little bit more of the Grip and Rip Baseball League right after this.
Team jersey? Check. Face paint? Check. Go Bills!
And bigger, Plaza Tire Service has you covered. And we can help you select a great combination that will work with your truck. Take your truck from stock to spectacular with Plaza Tire Service. In Springfield on East Sunshine, West Sunshine, and South Campbell. And now open at 1007 Kenneth and Nixa. That's Plaza Tire Service.
Scott Wilson back out for the Nixa Suckers. Taking a look here, yeah, he can throw the ninth, absolutely. He came on in the 7th, so last ditch time here for Nixa. 16-5 is the score. Suckers trail the Branson Showmen. It'll be Brady Dean and then Josh Wilbanks pinch hitting for Avery Hart, followed by Skyler Henson. 0-1. Fastball bounced.
So on that Showman team, you got Cole and you got Braswell and you got Carlson. Is that the only ones that have been to the Bell championship game?
Oh, let's pick that apart here. Why not? Let's see. Henson has been.
Oh, Henson, okay.
He won it in 2020. He was with the Ducks.
That's right. Okay.
So Jared Fox has not.
I don't think so.
No. Yorks has played for the Bell in 2020. Toby Yorks.
Okay. So more than I thought.
I'm trying to look here. Of course, they're without Troy McPherson today. He will be back next week. And yeah, he is never in his GRBL career either. So
Brady Dean goes down swinging.
Very begrudgingly, might I add. So here's Wilbanks in the stead of Avery Hart. Veteran of the United States Marine Corps, Josh Wilbanks, served in combat in Iraq. Multiple tours, I believe. Oof, inside out there as Wilson attacked him with the fastball.
Yeah, tied up.
Josh came into this one 4 for 17. So up above 200, but would like to get one here. That'd be his first run. Actually, Josh Wilbanks shared he had never won a playoff game until last week when he scored the game-winning run. He said, man, that feels good. Yeah, I don't care how big my role is. Like, I just want to win a playoff game. And so he got to do that, and there's a shot trickling. Engler with a tough throw, but it comes off the bag. We got to go infield single.
Definitely.
Infield single all the way for Josh Wilbanks, his 5th hit of the season. How about that? A playoff hit for the veteran of the U.S. Marines. I love that for Josh. Such a good story. And, you know, such a good teammate. I was asking Cole Rourke a little bit about Wilbanks before the game. I just said, you know, seems like, you know, he's always the guy who's celebrating when the Showmen win on social media. And I said, you know, what's he like behind the scenes? He said, man, it's all positive. He's been a tremendous teammate to all the guys. So you love to see a guy like that get a hit in a big moment.
Yeah, he played with me year before last, my first year managing, and yeah, he's a role player guy. He never complains. He's always happy to do whatever you ask him to do, and he had some big hits in that first year. One of them was off Reese Taylor.
Yeah.
Line drive. Yeah. I mean, it's
went on a hitting streak in the second half of his sophomore season last year with the Showmen.
Yep.
3 games. Here's a grounder to short. Engler gets one flip. Graves did not locate the throw, and now Henson. Yeah. Wentler got a nice rebound. The throw got to Graves in time. Frustration. The old Marionville Comet not quite fast enough to outrun a little bit of misfortune there. So what are we going with that? That's a 6-4-3-4 with an error thrown in for good measure, but
yep.
I guess you can't really score that as a double play, but
yep.
2 outs go on the board. It is the commercial-free 9th inning presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks. So Daniel England and I will keep it right here. Back on Josh Wilbanks. I know, Dan, you're a pickleball player. Isn't Josh Wilbanks also a pickleball player in his spare time a little bit?
A little bit. We have a friend in common, and his buddy's been trying to get him to come out and play. He's been out there a few times, but he's not a regular here in Springfield.
Okay. Well, he lives down in Reed Springs, so I know pickleball players are dedicated. I mean, I will never question that.
Yeah, they play a lot in Branson, and of course we play a lot here in Springfield, so he's kind of right in the middle there.
Yeah, I think Wilbanks actually had some history as a high school tennis player. I've talked a little tennis with him, so he and I have that in common. So here we go. It's a Henry's Towing pitching change. Seth Burns on for Branson in a decisively non-save situation. But in terms of just the gravity of this game as it relates to the Branson Showmen season, this is huge. Doesn't matter what the score is. Pitching from the lead. Big opportunity here for Seth Burns, his third year in the GRBL. He has thrown 18 innings for Branson this year, 10 earned runs on 16 hits, 25 strikeouts, big number there, against 8 walks and 2 hit batsmen. So 5.00 the ERA, that's a little high, as well as he has pitched, in my mind, and a 2-0 win-loss record. Seth had a 3.28 ERA last year. That was with the Nixa Suckers across 24 2/3 innings. So Burns tracking, for all intent and purposes, for a career year, his third year. And Dan, you've seen that a lot, having been around. Third year tends to be a big year for a lot of players in this league. It's kind of the year where they make that jump from I'm just happy to be here to I want to compete and win and help a team.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys who are newer to the league, they come out that first year. And
Dustin Bean got under that into a tricky little area, but not too tricky for Carter Rinney.
Carter Rinney.
Josh Wilbanks came screaming in and lost the ball cap, and then he and Rinney meet and confer for a second time to make sure it's all good.
Yeah. But yeah, Seth, he had a good first year. I think kind of figured out what the league was about, that hey, this isn't just some hack men's league, beer league baseball. These guys are serious. He came out last year, was even better, and this year he's been his best. So I think that that third year is like you said, it's when guys start really coming into some good numbers and figuring out who they are in the league.
There's Matt Graves, looked at a strike from Seth Burns. 1 out, 16-5. Showman 2 outs away from pulling off a stunner. Burns bounced that one.
Yeah, he's got the bottom of the order. He just needs to just pump fastballs right down the middle.
Yeah, no need to be fancy as much as you want to kind of tune up and get your money's worth here. There's a brass bell on the horizon as Matt Graves bailed out.
Might have caught some of his chin whiskers.
2-1. Well, if it wasn't a close shave, it is now. Back over the plate goes a bouncer. Yeah, a little, in spite of the fact that it is an 11-run game, maybe nerves getting at Seth Burns a little bit. He's never been this far before. (3-1).
Good pitch.
Caught the inner half with a beaut. Graves back in, full up. Burns missed on the outer half, so a walk to Matt Graves, and the Suckers aren't quite done yet. Going to bring up Chandler Maples. Third plate appearance for Chandler Batts out of Clever, Missouri. Speaking of guys who relish the opportunity, that describes Chandler Maples to a T.
He seems to always find the hole, not this time.
Swings at a first pitch, as is pretty typical of him, but he's under it. Toby Yorks is under it as well and makes the catch for the second out. What, are you laughing at the route Toby took to the ball there?
Yeah, some dancing feet over there.
Well, Toby, believe it or not, this is some advanced scouting. He was in show choir in high school. I kid you not.
Yeah, that's good knowledge to have.
The man's got some vocals. So this is Josh Wentler. He is pinch hitting for Dalton Winkler. Suckers down to their last out. Branson Showmen on the verge of advancing to compete for the Howard Bell Trophy for the first time in 3 seasons since the town ball era began. What a trip it could be. Came into these playoffs with the 4th seed and could also become the first team to ever knock off a number 1
in
the GRBL playoffs ever since the format flip.
Yeah. and did it convincingly.
1-1, swing and a miss to Wentler, makes it 1-2, so down to their last strike. Seth Burns trying to finish it out for the Showmen. He comes set from the chest, fires home. That's outside. Matt Graves takes second base uncontested. So we'll set it up and do it again. It's 2-2. Seth Burns looks back, now comes home. Oh, and excuse me swing. It's a trickler back to first. Burns off the mound to get it. His throw to Yorks in time. And the Branson Showmen have just pulled off a tremendous second act of the GRBL postseason. Heartbreak City for the Nixa Suckers and their skip, Courtney Spitz. He has now been to the semifinals 5 times in 5 seasons, and he will have to wait at least 1 more year for the opportunity to play in the granddaddy of them all. But it's all smiles for the Purple People Eaters. Cole Rourke and the Branson Showmen are going to play for the bell. They will either meet the Springfield Mets or the Republic Locos. That's going to be next Sunday, 5:15 p.m. Central Time is the scheduled first pitch for that Howard Bell Trophy game. What a statement the Branson Showmen just made today, 16-5. And they did it with 15 hits. Yes, the Suckers made 7 errors, so perhaps the size of the moment got to the fish a little bit, but the Showmen were consistently putting up big runs, including 10 in the 4th.
You put the ball in play, things happen, good or bad. So, I mean, that's, 15 hits, potentially could have been 21 hits, 22 hits. So you just never know. You put the ball in play, and things happen.
Well, things did happen for a fella who put it into play today. More on him in a moment. Before we give out our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the Game, I will give a real quick honorable mention to Branson Showman pitcher Devin Braswell. Kind of weird to mention pitching when the final score is 16-5, but he did throw 3 shutout innings. That was a big return to form for Braswell. Gave up a couple of singles and then shut it down from there on out in the 6th, 7th, and the 8th. Handed off to Seth Burns there at the end, who got the final 3 outs, but a couple strikeouts as well for DJ Braswell, and continues to pitch well in the postseason, as has kind of become the trademark for his career. But today's Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the Game, got to go with a fella who was, golly, my scorecard's a hot mess, 4 for 6 with 3 runs batted in. That is going to be Jacob Carlson, batting in the 2 spot and playing a pretty dynamite center field as well was Carlson. So Jacob, let me just make sure I have this right one more time. Or no, check that, I miscalculated. 3 for 5, not 4 for 6, but nevertheless, 3 RBIs still stand. We're still going to give it to him anyway. So 14 hits for Carlson, league leader headed into the finale. Will have a shot to go for the league record of 16. So keep your eye on that as well. But those 3 RBIs in the 4th in particular, it was a double with the bases loaded. That took what was a close game and blasted it open, made the score 7-2. That was tremendous for Carlson and tremendous for the Branson Showmen en route to a big old win today, 16-5, your final. So we will talk it over with Cole Rourke, perhaps Jacob Carlson, or somebody else who scored a run. I mean, not sure who's going to come up and do media when this is over, but we will talk it over with some of the folks from the Branson Showmen in recognition of a tremendous win after this break. So don't go anywhere. We will wrap it up, and we will get you ready for the next one right after this.
Let's talk about some of the dynamic athletes who play.
Semifinals on today's bill has met its conclusion, and what a game it was for the Branson Showmen, 16-5. They get it done today, dispatching of the #1 overall seeded Nixa Suckers. And happy to be joined by Carter Rinney and Devin Braswell. DJ, we'll start with you because you're the KG veteran in this situation. You're going to be playing for the Howard Bell Trophy for the second time in your career, and that's where we will pick up. What does that mean to you to just have that opportunity once again? Two championship finals in 2 years for you.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, this is where you want to be whenever you start this journey. So, you try to find the ways to, keep everybody motivated and get us to this point. And I feel like, as a team, we've gelled more as the year went on, and it feels really great for this to be the outcome.
Well, Carter, coming into this, I thought maybe we would see kind of a tight game, a defensive battle, and it was anything but. I mean, what accounts for you guys just getting runners on and moving them over?
Just going up, having a good approach, not trying to do too much, just taking what he's pitching and doing what we can.
Let's talk about your defensive efforts today. It just felt like you had a highlight in almost every inning. I was talking to Cole Rourke actually about you before the game. He said, yeah, this is about what Carter Rinney did as a high schooler. I wasn't sure how he was going to slot in as a shortstop in this league, but you're a shortstop now, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's home for me.
So, I mean, what about, sometimes you're calling off some veteran fielders and you're going into places where shortstops don't usually go in this league. Have you had any near collisions or any, I saw you like talking with Josh Wilbanks a couple times after a play, What's that like when you're calling the old guys off?
At first it was pretty intimidating, but guys are great. They tell me go get what I can get and make a play.
So a couple hits for you today as well, and an RBI. How good did that feel to get a couple more in the hit column?
Oh, it felt good after struggling most of the season, and then coming out here in the semifinals and getting a couple base hits and driving in the run. It just felt good.
It had been a little bit of time since you had seen live pitching, right?
Yeah,
so
about 3 years.
So what was that like adjusting to some of the guys who were throwing in the 80s out here?
Yeah, it took a lot to just adjust, but just had to stick with an approach and go out and try my best.
Speaking of throwing in the 80s, DJ, that's exactly what your changeup does, right?
That's right.
Of course. So how big was that for you? 3 shutout innings today, just to kind of return to form and have a good playoff outing.
Yeah, that was good. That felt like a callback to what I was able to put together last year. It felt nice to do it in the playoffs. I feel like I've been gaining momentum as the year went on. I struggled a little trying to get myself back into the right shape. So it's nice to be here and doing this now.
Daniel Engler called this game with me. He was the color analyst, and
nice.
Both of us had a little bit of a debate as to is Braswell going to go out there and throw the 8th? Was there any discussion or back and forth between you and your manager
for the third inning that I was throwing?
For your third inning of work, yeah.
No, I mean that was the plan the whole time. We were hoping that Skyler would get us 5 and that I could get through 3, 4. So I'm feeling good now. So we'll see what happens moving forward.
Well, I know last thing I'll ask both of you guys about is, it's been an up and down year for you guys. You've had some great wins. You've had some tough losses. And a couple weeks back, Seth Burns actually said, I feel like we've got the best team in the league. We just haven't played like it yet. So was this the game where you finally put it all together?
That might have been it. We'll see. We got one more to go, but yeah, I mean, it feels like we could have easily only lost maybe 1 game this year. So it's just a few small tweaks to put it all together, and it did come together today, and hopefully we can do that again next week.
Going to get the Locos or the Mets? Any preference or any rooting interest perhaps here in this one?
Man, I don't know that I have rooting interest. You know what? I love Cole Hazelhorse, so maybe I have a little bit of rooting interest, but I'm happy with either opponent.
All right, so we'll see you guys next Sunday, 5:15, first pitch.
Sounds great.
Competing for the bell.
Let's do it.
That is Carter Rinney and Devin Braswell, a couple of our top performers in this game. Hey, one more time, one of you guys take off your headsets. Let's bring in Jacob Carlson here before we totally call it a day for the Branson Showmen. Well, Jacob Carlson, my goodness, man. I was kidding around. I ran into you in the parking lot before this one started. I said, good day for extra bases. I didn't know you'd be so literal. A couple of doubles today. I mean, what can you say for the hits you were getting today off of some tough pitching from the Suckers?
Yeah, it felt like I was seeing it well. Like I said,
before the game, I was feeling good for the first time all year. I really feel like I'm 100%, and yeah, I've seen it well. Just trying to barrel it up.
And then what about, not just looking at you, but, zooming out and looking at the whole team? 16 runs in a semifinal game is a pretty big deal in this league. We were not really expecting to see a laugher, but you guys went out there and took it to them. What can you say to account for just a monster game today?
We've had to battle back in a lot of our games and stuff, and shown glimpses of top to bottom. We're going to hit the ball, we're going to put it in play, we're going to make things happen. And I think today was the day we just kind of put everything together, and hopefully we can keep it going into next week.
Did the lead ever feel safe for you guys? I mean, was there a confidence shift as it went along?
It definitely makes it a little easier, when they're kind of trying to claw back and get a couple in here and there, and then we just said let's just foot on the gas, keep putting some runs up, and just see what happens.
So that big the fourth inning where you guys put up 10, what can you tell me a little bit about what was said right after that? In order to maybe avoid a letdown.
Just keep going, because we had that first week where we were down 11 and found a way to make it close. So, every team's kind of capable of putting something together, but, we just kind of kept our foot on the gas and ended up taking care of business.
So you've won a bell before, of course, but arguably I would say you're playing like you were not satisfied. I mean, I can't call you an underdog, but you seem to play with an underdog level intensity. So, you're a veteran now. What does that mean for you and for maybe some of the rookies on this team like Carter Rinney here? What's going to be your role going into that title game?
Just kind of be a calm presence. That's what I'm gonna. I mean, I'm sure I'll be amped. I know I'm gonna have it up there, but I'm just gonna try and get everyone to relax a little bit. I know that game is a little different than every other game throughout the year, but excited to be back in it for the second time, so hopefully we can go back to back.
And Carter, you got on 5 times today in total, drew 3 walks. How fun is it to be the table setter when you've got this big bat behind you?
I just know if I get on, I always got a chance to be drove in, be able to run a little bit.
Good enough. Well, hey, I know I said we were going to go to break, but let's actually bring in your boss. Let's bring in Cole Rourke. Cole, come grab the headset here. And first of all, I mean, my goodness, man, what is going through your mind during that 4th inning as you see the run count tick up and up and up and tick to 10?
Yeah, as far as that, you're just you want to keep on the pedal. I think Carlson was saying early that we were down 11 in our first game of the year and brought it back to 10, and no lead is really safe. So I wanted to keep scoring, number 1, and then number 2, you want to keep guys locked in and you want to stay focused. So that's a lot of baseball left after the 4th. So you want to keep pushing and keep playing good baseball.
So Skyler Henson today gives you 5 innings. You get 3 out of Devin Braswell and 3 shutout innings, and then Seth Burns coming on to put another goose egg up. What can you say for the effort for those guys to just close the door and not let Nixa claw its way back in?
Yeah, well, they're all veteran guys. They've played a lot of baseball and they understood their job. We don't want free bags. We want to make them have to hit their way on, and so they continued to force the action, let our defense play behind them, and it all worked out. So you want to keep the pressure off yourself with a big lead. You don't want to have those sketchy moments where momentum can swing, and those guys just came out, filled it up, continued to battle for us, and yeah, you can't say enough about them.
Well, you said to me last week, what's really dangerous about the Branson Showmen is that we've never really had a good, complete game start to finish. Is this as close as we've gotten this year?
Yeah, I think
16 to 5 is a pretty big game.
Yes, I think all facets, we fielded it well, we pitched it well, we swung it well, and we've had some games where we've swung it well and had a lot of hits but not scored a lot. We hit well with runners in scoring position. We continued to put pressure on. So yeah, I was very happy, and we're gonna see what we can do next week.
Yes, you're going to get the Springfield Metropolitans or the Republic Locos. I mean, nobody's really going to sneak up on you at this point, but just it's your first time going there as a manager as well. You've won the bell back in 2019 as a player. So as a manager, what are you going to be doing to keep the guys together and get them, focused correctly on the size of the spectrum, this moment, how big this is going to be?
Well, I think one thing is that you've got to understand that it is, another game, and you're still going to have to do baseball things to come out on top. And just like we've done all year long, we've played from behind, we've won from behind, huge walk-off to advance to this point, and then, you know, we got to be the bad guys today for the Suckers. So you just got to keep playing. Every pitch matters, every at-bat matters, and they've done that. We've done a tremendous job of picking each other up, and it's a fun club to be around. And so I think we're going to do big things. As far as who we play, it doesn't necessarily matter because it's all about us. It's about what we do.
Well, your ace, Skyler Henson, getting married next Saturday. Know anything about his status for Sunday? Might there be, you know, you're going to kidnap the groom and force him to appear on Sunday night, or are we going to piece it together with something else?
We're going to find out next Sunday what we got. So no cards shown here.
All right, keeping it close to the chest. I appreciate that. Well, guys, I mean, tremendous win, certainly, you know, in the life of this season, and then I would argue just in the life of the Branson Showmen franchise. So congratulations on a huge win today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cole Rourke, Jacob Carlson. We also talked things over with Devin Braswell and Carter Rinney because, hey, when you score 16 runs, you got a lot to talk about. 16-5, the Branson Showmen defeat the Nixa Suckers, and with that, the Showmen advance. They will be playing for the Howard Bell Trophy and the Grip and Rip Baseball League Championship. That is coming up next Sunday, October 23rd, a 5:15 p.m. first pitch. If you can't be here at U.S. Baseball Park, you can be here watching along on our YouTube channel. We will shut down this stream if you're hanging around for Springfield Metropolitans and Republic Locos. We will start a new stream with that game just in a matter of a few moments. So don't go too far from your device. Maybe grab yourself a snack and a cold beverage and then settle in for the second half of our semifinal doubleheader. Until then, I'm Rance Berger. Good afternoon from Ozark, Missouri.